welcome back to the GFG Invitational Tournament. It looks like they're going to use the portal. They're going bottom with the
They're
portal.
going for the Shrek, it seems.
But I think the
Oh,
X mark is out and the boat. They bring him back into the boat.
Lovely.
The Treant unfortunately walks into the boat as well, and this will be a double kill. 2 kills for GFG. Ob not getting one, and Churumbong with the Macropie getting the other.
Going in, he does have his ultimate. He
Oh.
purges it. He just about gets it off. There's Ranger.
Get
Getting
down.
Chrono with the focus fire. Waxy pinned, finished off.
That's
That's
away,
away
already
running.
back to full health too.
Gets slowed. So
I'm
close. Oh,
gonna
Doom
get
finishes
Doom
it off,
here.
but then he probably pays the
TP's
price. Oh, Cleese just misses it.
Very fucking nice.
All the tips coming out.
Really good.
That was
And nothing
lovely.
will die back here, and that is
Yeah,
GG.
comes out.
And that is the end of the GFG Invitational Tournament. Team Spherical are
Congratulations.
your champions. They take the finals 2-0. Oh. Ah, hello.
Hello.
I think we are live. So hello everybody and welcome back to the GFG Invitational 2025. I will be your guide for today, Scotteh, joined once again by Ob. How are you today?
I am glorious. I'm excited for this game.
Great news. In the British Isles, the sun is shining, at least where I am. And
It's
we
very
have...
much not where I am.
Oh no. As I've just blinded myself looking at the sun. And we are back for the second round, or second game, series game round of the GFG Invitational 2025. We have an absolute corker today, a game I'm very, very excited for, which is, of course, Team Spherical, the reigning GFG Invitational champions from 2024, versus Team Sitout. I think this could be an excellent match, hoping for 2 very close games in the best of 2 series. Sitout have already played. I cast their game on Saturday, Sitout versus GCDD, which was also a 1-1. So Sitout come in having already played their first game, and will be the first team to have completed their week 1 game. So shout outs to them for that.
Most organised team.
We are just waiting for the final player to restart PC and get into the lobby. So any thoughts while we wait on this matchup?
I don't know. It's just going to be quite close. I'm hoping it's going to be quite close. Anyway, I feel like these are, as pointed out in chat, 2 very heavy-hitting teams. So yeah, I want both teams to be able to get online. I don't want it to be a stomp.
Yeah.
And let's see what they can do. You say Sitout have had their warm-up game.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
They could be maybe slightly more informed than Spherical, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. It's it should be an interesting one. I think my thought coming into the tournament entirely when I saw who the teams that signed up. Obviously, there are some wild cards in that I'm not sure how they're going to do in terms of the new FGF and also Bernard. But definitely, these 2 teams are on my radar as potentially ones that could go further in the tournament than the group stage, which, bearing in mind, you have to finish top 3 to do that, kind of tells me where I would place them. But we'll see. I mean, that's why I wanted the format to be all plays all, because I feel like that provides potential for upsets. And with those places being so limited, really have to be on your
Every
A
game
game
counts.
every game, exactly.
And to go off that, actually, as you say, I could foresee these teams perhaps playing again against each other, because I feel like potentially both of them could be in the top 3. So if that were to happen, there's a lot of pressure on this game setting a precedent for how you would potentially feel in that final situation. But it's a lot of speculation this early on in the tournament.
This
We'll only
is
get too
literally
excited.
the second series.
But, if these teams have thought about it as much as I have, which is about 2 minutes worth, they may be thinking the same thing.
The good news, if you're a Sitout fan, is that all they have to do is win one game today to be top of the table.
Indeed.
Bearing in mind that most of the teams haven't yet played, so. But that is all that's required. It looks like actually we've done enough waffle, so that's good for us. We are. Oh, hold on a minute. Sitout has left the lobby.
Oh, great.
Oh dear. So we might have to waffle a bit more. They've just all abandoned.
Well, apart from the one we were waiting for before.
Yeah. Let's see if they are ready.
Yeah, maybe they're on LAN and someone just knocked the router or something.
Yeah. They are still ready. So we can start. I have got the ticket on. Mark, you can see I've got the ticket on, right? Or can you not? Is that just
I
me
don't
who can
know.
see that?
It says
League.
GFG Invitational 2025.
Thank you. Okay. Right. Let's do the old pick side selection then. And then we'll get into some draft. Which is basically more waffle, so, thanks everybody for tuning in.
I would argue less informed waffle as well.
Very
Which is
true.
a good sign considering how uninformed the first waffle.
So Spherical take first pick, and Sitout take Radiant.
Okay.
So that will be inverted for game 2, so it'll be interesting to see what that really means. But with that, we can start the game and get into the draft. So
let's dive on in.
Let's dive in. Okie
This show on the
dokie.
road.
All right. We are loading the draft. Let's get everybody connected. Yes, great news. There's the beautiful banners and the draft is started. So
now, let me ask you, if as a captain of a team in this tournament, how much research are you doing into other teams? Bearing in mind, I don't feel like this is a particularly, it's not like we're competing for a big prize or anything. It's just, a bit of fun. It's nice to play against some other teams. How much research are you doing into what the other teams?
I will say currently 0.
Right.
But that is mostly because I'm running the tournament, and so I've had to do quite a lot of other things other than think about that, which may be another disadvantage to GFG that we don't really need. I did offer the captaincy out to somebody else, turned down immediately. No other takers, so
nobody wants to steer this ship.
Just before I forget, I'm going to answer Larry's question in the chat. So yes, the team that wins the toss gets to choose either Radiant or Dire or first pick or second pick, and then those are inverted in game 2. So in this particular case, Spherical chose first pick. They will be second pick next time, and they will not be on the Dire. They will be on the Radiant, and vice versa. So Sitout will get first pick next time. Just for the best of 2s. That's just how it's going to work, because that's how I did it on Saturday. So there we go.
Precedent has been set.
So we've had the bans really fast. We had the bans really fast here, and yes, Spherical taking the clockwork, which Sitout played in both games on Saturday. So, and was down as one of my contested picks. Both teams like it.
Mm.
Clockwork played 11 times by Spherical, 54% win rate. Not their highest win rate of a hero, to be fair, but
It is
um,
Moist Goblin's third most played hero in a tournament event, so very
and
familiar with that.
that's a
hero.
tinker.
That is a tinker.
That's a tinker.
Now, do you think there is as much mess in the pants of Spherical as there would be in ours if someone had picked that
Well,
against her?
this is so GCD banned Tinker twice, I believe, because they don't like playing against it. I don't know if they knew that Sitout played it or whether they just were covering themselves. But when I was speaking to Gub in the draft, he was saying that they ban it every time because they don't want to play against it. So, I think it's kind of
That,
interesting that it was obviously picked up straight away here when they weren't able to use it.
that is fair enough. I would not want to play against it either.
For sure.
Clearly, Spherical don't mind.
No.
I don't have it down as a most plays hero by anyone in Sitout in tournament play. But maybe someone's sleeping on that.
And that
Got a Kunkka coming out.
it's a nice Kunkka, which is a seething hero.
Yes.
Given Necro, Quap both banned out, and Storm, perhaps deciding to take Admiral
Very
City's
much
hero
a
early.
Let's talk about the bans. What else are we missing? There's a lot of mids banned on
Yeah.
Spherical, as you say.
Yeah, quite a lot. And to be honest, the same for Sitout. I mean, the Pango and Doom are both Obs heroes in the middle lane. Don't know about TA or whether that's because that can sometimes be played in the carry role now, as well, but is also a more traditional mid. And there's Big Tide.
That is a big
That
time.
is another Spherical classic. 12 matches, 83% win rate. So
Yeah.
big.
The only way to fight a big tide is to perhaps shrink him with the shrink ray. Luckily, they've got.
We love to see that.
I guess it's a bit early on in the tournament to know there's much of a meta going on, but any heroes you would expect to see? I know there's the old fan favourites of Witch Doctor and
well, honestly, the
Warlock and
the one I was expecting to see was Clockwork, if I'm honest, because it was played in both games, and I imagined that we would definitely see it here as both teams liked it, unless somebody banned it. But I guess there were more priorities for banning in terms of Spherical obviously trying to target the mid lane quite heavily.
yeah.
There's the Oracle. There is a Oracle. Is that a hero favored by Spherical?
Not that I can see. It's not one of them more played ones, but as I say, I've only noted down tournament play, so they could be spamming it up the wazoo, but they haven't done it in tournaments yet, so we will see.
It's nice healing.
It is nice healing. Not that I feel like you should need that with a tide, but
Depends what the other cores are. They might be more inclined to need it as well.
yeah, a few more to go. What do you
Larry,
pick into an Oracle?
so
How
here
do
you
you
go.
counter that?
Larry's got the knowledge. Look, he's got the knowledge. Clavic Kimball Hero, and Dispel for Tinker Shield. Says Larry. There you go. Lich.
Indeed.
Lich.
Well, they've got two heroes that like to go in, so Lich is nice, I guess. Get bouncing.
Yeah, this could cause some issues. But also just nice in the lane because you got good damage and you just have to hang around to regain your mana anyway.
So Tinker's a support now, right? I'm not wrong in that.
As far as I'm aware, yes. Yes, Tinker is like just an irritant, I think. That's how I would describe that hero.
He has always been that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have to look at his facets because I can't remember. Does one of them make the machines heal still? Is that a thing?
I
Is that the
think
one that people go for? Do you have any idea?
no. Not really.
Maybe someone in
Centaur
the chat
Centaur was
confirm.
also played. Um, Centaur was also played on Saturday, but that was by and that was by Sitout as well. I think played
Mm.
Centaur both games. It seems to be Catastrophe's favorite hero, as we have the Ursa pick as well.
Ursa is once again a very comfortable pick for Sleepy Moon.
I also quite like this Oracle Ursa. Like, does
Nice.
he die?
I don't think it's possible for that man to die.
Right now, you have to get on top of the Oracle. And stopping you will be Tidehunter Clock.
Ursa.
Ursa. But like Ursa is gonna be,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
rough.
it,
It's rough.
it's tricky. I
Have
mean,
they got enough kite and avoid deal with this? I think is going to
yeah,
be the question.
yeah. I would also thinking both teams have left. Oh no, because Kunkka will be mid, right? I mean, it could pivot elsewhere, but
We
I don't
assume,
think right now with the Centaur being the off-lane hero that
yeah,
Kunkka will be mid.
Anchor P1 would be a
So
bold choice.
Spherical have got a very limited pool of mid heroes, as the Earthshaker is also banned, which is another Obst classic.
I mean, you can Oracle mid, can be done.
Yeah, I don't see.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
I don't think. See, Obst is he's a melee mid guy.
No, I would argue the last thing that this team needs is another melee hero. We'll see. I think that Ursa is a nice counter into Centaur.
Mm,
He just does enough damage to actually kill him. I'm not sure if Centaur can get to the point where he can just live. So that will be slightly worrying to sit out.
yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to think about what completes draft here. Like you said, I don't think.
Looking at the heroes that they play, what have we got?
Yeah,
Timbersaw could potentially be an option.
banned already.
Razor
is in.
Razor potentially.
So it's interesting as well because Sitout have a stand-in for their carry position as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they take as they take the Primal Beast. So here is the melee lad who likes to go in.
That is a lot of beef and a lot of heal, which is a deadly combination.
So yeah, I mean, it's just this is how Obst likes to play.
Sit out now, I think, desperately need a hell of a lot more damage.
McKay Shuley just followed.
What have they gone for?
Weaver. Interesting.
I could be here for that.
Yeah.
That does help. Certainly a lot of damage. The armor reduction is very necessary.
Yeah.
Very escapey, runner away.
Yeah.
The issue is if she ever gets caught, it's going to be over very quickly. But
yeah.
But we'll see. It's a very scary lineup.
Yeah. This is it's very tricky. I feel the Weaver you got to try and get the Oracle. I feel. But how? I don't know.
It's the only one I think they can. Maybe the Clockwork as well. They can burst down.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you're bursting down a Tidehunter, an Ursa, or a Primal Beast. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. with the
Yeah.
game. But hey, with a good start, anyone can do anything, can't they?
Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
If your Ursa's just dying, then you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure. Primal Beast does a bit of damage, and so does Tar, but I'm not sure if you have enough damage without the Ursa.
The predictions
But we'll
are
see.
open. So,
They are indeed.
oh, Vi, sorry, I'm blocking it, aren't I? It's Clairvoyant Cure on the Oracle. Is the I realize our faces are blocking it. I probably should move us actually. Let me just slide that over.
Whoa!
Slide to the right. Um, yeah.
So
So
yes, he has gone for the repair bots on Tinker, so I was right. That is a thing. That is a thing still.
yeah, I think
Who are you gonna go with?
I
Give us your prediction.
I am famously wrong. So I think I'm gonna go for Spherical on the basis that
Ooh.
I just feel the beef plus the heal is like enough to do it. But
Okay.
I think it will be very close. It's going to be a close game. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, at least.
Well, if you'd asked me first, I would have gone with Spherical. But as you've already said, then I will happily back this Weaver, and hopefully they can do enough damage and take these lads down.
All right. Well, we are into the
It
game.
can be done.
So let me run us through your teams. Although we might get some early action as Saurian, I think, just sees Obs place that ward. But coming back to the team lineups for Team Sitout, we have Saurian standing in for them on the carry Weaver. And then we have the rest of the usual lineup for Sitout. Wurzag on Lich, Lulu on the Tinker, Catastrophe on Centaur, and Seething on Mid Kunkka. And then for Spherical, Moist Goblin on the Clockwork, Spartamat on Tide, Obst is of course on Primal Beast, mid melee, and Clavicimble on the Oracle, and Sleepy Moon on Ursa, with Dipper in tow as well, which we love to see here. As both teams
Dipper.
will not contest the runes, it looks like both will just avoid each other. A little cogs from the Clockwork just to make sure no one was around to get interested. So, oh yeah, the HUD is absolutely scuffed. Oh my god, what's happened
Oh
here?
wow, what has happened there?
Wait, is it the same for? It's not the same for all of them. Ursa's fine. It was just Kunkka. What's wrong? What's happened to Kunkka? Oh, the Tinker's fucked as well. Damn.
Because they have more spells.
Ah, yeah, probably. That'll do it. That'll do it.
It's just off.
I'll get Braxy on that one after the game. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys.
Well.
You'll just have to put up with it for now. Apologies. Right. We
Thoughts
mid
on the mid.
looks like I feel like Primal Beast would probably take a bit of obviously the old cleave damage here, but I don't see him going down or anything of the like. I think this is just a good old fashioned brawl with no
I think it could be
winners or
tough
losers.
for Primal though. I think the Kunkka has more tools available.
Top lane, they're trying to go in onto Lulu, who then does disarm.
Ooh,
Now
that's
Catastrophe
nice.
gets a nice stun out
Lot
onto
of damage.
Clavicimble, and big damage. One more click from the Tinker might have actually done it there, but not quite in range. Sleepy Moon will cop some of the damage as well.
Yeah. Little go away clicks. It's very
As
nice.
Sleepy Moon goes in again, but then yeah, gets
This is the
blinded
start they need
again
in
by
this
the
lane.
laser. And bottom
This is
lane,
the
they're trapping Saurian in the cogs, who then gets cogs back one time, but does manage to escape. Now gets some return clicks out.
Yeah, and as we said, I think maybe it's ever so slightly going the way of the Kunkka in the mid lane.
Yeah, this
Hyde
is
has gone for the for the... Oh. I swear I looked at this earlier, it said Nanoplankton Eater. Oh, it does, but it changes. Oh, that's quite cool. Didn't notice
Oh,
that before.
oh, there
But
you
he's
go.
gone for the facet where you start small and you grow. So
Great news. I can't wait for him to be dominating the screen later on. That's perfect. For
But it
now,
may mean he's slightly weaker in the lane, perhaps.
yeah. Moist
Clockwork
Goblin.
getting caught deep. Not sure they have enough damage to take him down, or do they?
Oh, yeah. Blood Grenade coming out as well. Moist Goblin taking some clicks.
One more.
Oh, one more was all that was needed, but not enough.
And now Ursa in trouble top lane.
Oh, now here come the
Big
bots.
stick. Had a big stick.
And Lulu's in a bit of trouble too. Both very low. Catastrophe just giving him the clicks. Double Edge doesn't quite do enough damage, and Sleeping Moon will get out of
so
there.
low.
All low in the top lane.
These...
Ursa already burning through regen, having to ship more out, so that's gonna...
This is all for first blood as well, so which, you know, this could prove bad news for the Sitout. They miss a couple of opportunities to get the first blood. Oh, Lulu's in deep again.
Yeah, but the bots are doing a lot of damage. Sleeping Moon needs to be very careful, taking a lot of damage from the bots there. They are low
coming in
up top.
Living life on the edge. Yeah, it seems to be doing okay. Mid.
Yeah, there's a little bit of stomping coming out from the Primal Beast, but I don't think it actually did any or much damage to Seething, so did not really care. And yeah, a little last hits advantage as the Primal Beast then charges to take the Water Rune away, and it brings the Croops round as well. So Ursa's regen has obviously been delivered and used top, so back up to a bit more HP, but then cops a double edge straight off the bat. And Clockwork doing a little bit of stunning bottom, but needs to be careful of the damage because they do quite a bit, and the Lich just needs to be in the lane with the Frost Blast to just...
Level 2 that Frost Blast now, so... It's 80 damage a pop. Fairly steady early on.
Yeah, as Moist Goblin once again tries to get the old stuns off. Not quite enough mana for Wurzag to get anything off. Although Moist Goblin turning around to click the cogs might have cost him his life, and with that bug sapping his armor,
the swarm was enough.
Yeah, it did enough damage with the right clicks. So that is first blood. We've waited 5 minutes for it, and it has finally dropped. Spherical.
What you want though? Want your carry?
Kill, absolutely. Both safe lanes. Well, I guess off lane working well for Sitout, and a first kill onto the carry as well is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's very slightly in their favour.
As the bots come out again as Sleepy Moon, did you see how much damage the Ursa just took from the bloody bots?
Nasty. They are nasty.
This is outrageous. The Spartan map is quite far up. Saurian will run away from the cogs as he was getting low. And middle both are level 6, but there's nothing really happening here.
Both big boys. Oh, Pinker getting gone on.
Yeah, but then once again, just with the laser blind, it means that Ursa can't really do anything. And I have a feeling I failed to account for this in my pre-game prediction. But hey, what can you do? As they rotate Primal Beast in though, and that it won't even actually be needed, although the charge does hit him. And now the Pulverize will come out onto the Centaur as well. They rotate Seething in, who can't really get much done. So
only level 1 on the X and maybe didn't have enough cast range.
Yeah, probably.
Still a 3v2, so maybe not
And
keen
after
to go in too
TPing
deep.
as well, not having enough really for the
Oh,
boat
no.
either. So
Very nearly getting caught out in the cogs. Yeah, it was a good rotation. Very much needed that kill. If nothing else, for the mentality of Sleepy Moon on this Ursa.
yeah,
Frustration seemed to be
yeah.
setting in a little bit.
And it's kind of come with no consequence either, which is the best thing that could have come from it. Because of Seeding's rotation without getting a kill, he wasn't pressuring the
Yeah,
mid tower in the meantime or anything like that. So
yeah,
yeah, just able to make the
yeah.
most of that,
Good
get a
call.
kill. Nothing else happening. Um, so we'll see if that can help the Ursa out a little bit.
Ursa struggling on the last hits.
Yeah, it's been
Not
forced
up
out
there
really
at
by the
all.
bots and all sorts. So
Yeah.
as they go in again, bots are out. Clavican will need to be a little careful.
Heal from these flipping march the machines.
And
It's
the double
insane.
edges are just taking Sleepy Moon down. They get stunned up
Yeah.
now, and the clicks from Catastrophe are doing lots of damage. And
The
now
thing is,
Oracle will just boost him back
Catastrophe
up.
is free to double edge because every time the machines come out, he gets healed up again.
Yeah,
So it costs him nothing, and it does a lot of damage. It's got his 2 braces already.
as Moist Goblin rotates up this time through the portal. No hook shot, but can scout with the rocket flare, and also has cogs. As they go on to Sleeping Moon again, Catastrophe getting another double edge out. Here come the bots now. Sleeping Moon does have ult on the Ursa as well, which he pops, and now will leap over and try to attack. But Obst is in as well. Comes from the other side. Lulu getting pulverized now on this side, whilst they chase down Catastrophe at the top, who will eventually go down to
Oh.
Sleepy Moon. Nice boat though, but doesn't actually
Oh, it
connect
misses.
in the end. I thought it was going to hit like 3 or 4, but it misses all of
It
them.
looks so good.
And once again, Sitout rotating quite a few down, but can't get anything in reply to the spherical rotation.
Oh, it's a
Granted, spherical
4-man
rotate 4,
rotation for 1 kill.
but then it was a 4-man rotation for no kills. Because if you count the person who
Indeed.
died, there were 4 people there. The only 2
true.
remaining is this bot lane. How's it going up there, lads?
Either of them can kill each other.
How's it going up there, lads? Anything happening?
Don't mind us. Yeah, Spherical definitely, being a bit more aware of the game state and the situation, playing this around is ever slightly better, perhaps. A couple of good rotations, but
Yeah, I was wondering actually when they would try to push this tower with the bots and Centaur, because I feel like they could just stand him under the tower and he does not care when the bots are out.
yeah,
And another double edge comes out onto Sleeping Moon, down to half HP again. We'll be given the shield. Clavicimber walks quite far up, gets double edged and stunned, but won't be any follow up this time around.
it's a nice feeling when you're playing Centaur and you have absolutely no worries about running at an Ursa. That,
Yeah.
that I think that means you've had a good start to the game.
There's Moist Goblin here with the look at that double stack. That is beautiful. That was excellent in the triangle there with the rocket flare plus the stacks. That is lovely. That is lovely. And that will help the Ursa out to get knows he's
You'll
got
need
something in
his,
the bank.
It depends what he goes for. Whether he goes for
Oh,
for
double
Battle
edge.
Fury.
But now they're going to turn onto Catastrophe and get a couple of slaps on the Ursa out, but doesn't think about it.
Don't
Now
worry. The bots, the bots are here.
and the bots are here. The other thing I failed to consider with the Tinker as well is the difficulty pushing into it. When you
Yeah.
don't really have someone who pushes. As bottom lane, Spartamat getting caught
Ooh,
in that little
tied.
trap, but the cogs actually kind of trapped him into a tiny little path, and he couldn't really navigate his way out, so will go down in the end.
That's a nice kill.
That was a nice kill. A little rotation down to the bot lane, and again goes on to the carry Weaver.
I mean, Tinker rotated down, but was not a part of that kill at all. It was definitely just the 2 of them.
Yeah.
Solid 2v2.
And Ursa will now try and get some clicks onto Catastrophe, knowing that the Tinker isn't there. He's going to chase him through the trees, but Centaur, with the strength already, is quite fast
Fortunately, Tinker things.
and can just
Back.
reappear. Obst with the early blade mail, which is quite nice. Into this damage, can stand in the into the bots with the blade mail on.
Yeah.
Does some damage back. Also good to
Yeah.
catch the Kunker out with a cleave as well, things like that.
Very nice for the Weaver as well.
The good thing about them picking so many strong, beefy boys is Clavik will cops a massive cleave from Seething there off the creeps. As Spherical making a bit of an aggressive move down into this jungle.
They're looking for something.
Is that they can blade mail up on them and tank a lot of this damage that will come out from Sitout, but
They're looking for Lulu now.
yeah, they see
Could be in trouble.
the bots come out. Hook misses, so I think that will stop the push as the bots are just ripping us to shreds a little. Catastrophe has already been cutting the wave, so they deny the tower. And now I'm sure Tinker will start to move elsewhere. I find something else. Pops back to base.
Now, it's out focusing onto the mid tower. 2 of them there. Ops is fairly low.
Yeah, but still has pulverize, so can
Be careful.
do something.
If he catches one of these Tidebringers the wrong way.
As they go in onto Lulu, they see with the blade mail into the bots as predicted. The Ravage just catches. Seething is coming from the back though, and now will be in as Lulu does go down, but Obst is low as well, and Seething will pick up that kill in exchange. Not the greatest trade then as a result, as Moist Goblin trying to get more, traps Seething in the cogs with the battery assault, but has to run away. Catastrophe is now in with the stun on the back lines as well, but Seething still super low. Sleepy Moon gets that kill, and now Wurzag is in big trouble. Moist Goblin with the hook shot hits again, and that ends up being a triple kill. What started out not great for Spherical turns around pretty fast, and that is the benefit of having Ravage, hook shot, and cogs to trap people in. Stop them from getting out.
Yeah, Lulu nearly got out with the Stampede. The Ravage just catching her on the edge of it. And that went down. Yeah, it's rough. It was a 4v5. The Weaver didn't partake in that one. He tended just to sit and farm, which I think is fair enough. But yeah, it's great playing from Spherical there.
Yeah. I think honestly, nice turnaround. Obviously helped a little bit by potentially Sitout sticking around just a little too long, but also felt like they were in the ascendancy when Primal Beast is down, so completely get it. But
it could, I feel, potentially be a bit of a glimpse into the future of Spherical are just going to be there. And if you don't kill them, they will eventually kill you.
Yeah.
And whether you can kill them before they do that. Yeah, none of them are getting particularly low in that last engagement. So,
yeah,
something to look out for.
As Obst will farm one of the stacks that was made. Weaver top of net worth as well, without really getting involved so far.
Yeah, been farming very nicely.
Orb of Corrosion on the Ursa as well, so that should help. Bit of extra.
Yeah, the Weaver's nearly Deso, which is it's great.
And Kunkka
Really
has
great.
the relic already as well, so
yeah,
not sure how far away from the Radiance. Yeah,
I
not
imagine
that
both
far.
those items will be finished about the same time, and they'll look to make something happen with that timing. At least they probably should. Looks like Ursa is going for the Battle Fury. That'll help a great deal. It's finished, so expect him to farm a bit more. Get back into the game. He has been struggling just a tad, but he's catching up.
So here's something that happened on Saturday as well. May I direct you to the Centaur? And
Centaur.
what if you look at his items? What would you
Mhm.
say is not, the usual for this particular build? It's not. It's not a test. I can reveal if you prefer. As they're gonna find each other here, and we'll use the Stampede. Now does stun up the Oracle, gets the damage from the Lich as well, and Claverkimble will go down without reply currently as Ursa comes in. Oh, hookshot just misses, hits the creeps, but this is a lovely place to cogs them in. Primal Beast is now in on the backlines as well. The Lich ult is very nice, but it keeps bouncing to blade mailed heroes, and that will eventually take Wurzag down. Obs gets the stomp onto Seething as well, so that's a double kill for Obs, which will really help him.
Well.
But yeah, Weaver coming in, the bugs doing damage to Obs, then only one click needed, but two go. And Obs will go down. 2 for 2, both mids and both supports. And now, yeah, Ursa also found Weaver backtracked out of the damage, but Ursa very low. Yeah, probably could have killed the Ursa without the backtrack, but both teams will now back out instead. As I come back to my question to you about the Centaur.
Are you talking about the phase boots?
I am, because you get your move speed based off of strength, so you don't actually need the boots. I did see chat, but I remember Catastrophe doing this on Saturday as well, so I was behind but also ahead. I appreciate. I am watching. Don't worry, I am watching. But yeah,
more speed is not bad.
I miss a kill.
I'm Tide.
Guessing Tide was in the middle lane here. Yes.
Yeah, that's the
died in the river.
Oh, and the AD, I imagine.
Yeah,
probably went away to securing that kill.
Yep, Kunkka has the Radiance and is going for the Shard next as well. So, AD rune Deso queues up the crit on the Weaver. So all damage all day for Saurian. But yeah, it was the same in the first game on Saturday as well, I want to say. Catastrophe built boots and then went like straight heart, I want to say. As he will blink away from the Ursa. Ursa has the blink of his own, but won't quite be in range to get any damage out onto the Centaur. But they are rotating, both teams actually are rotating top, apart from the Tide, who is TP bottom lane.
Catastrophe has the Yules queued up at the moment. And I feel like we saw this the other day, playing into an Ursa, where you just Yules.
Yeah, did we not come back and win that game because we just kept Yulesing him?
I think it was a game we casted.
Oh yes, no, yeah, it was our warm-up cast for the tournament, right? Yes.
And the enemy team just all bought Yules essentially, and the Ursa BKB'd, and he couldn't hit anyone. And then he enraged, and he couldn't hit anyone. And by the time all the Yules had finished, he had run out of all of his stuff and was dead. So, I don't know if that's the plan for Catastrophe here, but it certainly worked in that game. They look like they're going top to take down the Tormentor.
Yep, so Squelchy can... Squelchy, mere seconds after you posted that, the first Tormy has been taken, 20 minutes in.
Yeah, and that's a... I don't even know what that shard does, but it's the shrinking ray warp flare. Which is nice. It's very nice. I don't know if that affects the AoE of Ravage.
Obst is TPing in here, and it's going to charge out, but he's on his own. They will rotate people in, but he is trapped up by the tidal wave. Catastrophe now blinks in with the stun. BKBs on Obst, which is the first use, and will walk away. Don't know if Obst expected the rest of the team to be sat behind, as Clockwork finds the Lich on the other side, but Lich will just walk away with the Frost Shield out, and now that's a lovely cogs actually to try and block the advance off. And now Obst, fully healed by the Oracle, will come in and take down Seething. Wurzag does go down as well. So this Oracle healing has bought Obst time to heal all the way to full. as Lulu uses the laser to stop the attacks going out, but now will wear off, and Lulu will go down as well. Nice TP out by Catastrophe to stop it, ironically, from being a catastrophe for Team Sitout.
Yeah, again, it's similar to what happened mid earlier. They went on the Primal initially when
Well,
he
the
was on his own.
Primal went on them. It went on the Kunkka.
Well, yes, that's true. But they weren't able to secure that kill, only just. And the Primals managed to heal up. They went onto the Clockwork, or I suppose the Clockwork went on them as well.
Yeah.
The Clockwork got out on very low HP. So yeah, they're just lacking that last little bit of damage on all of these kills. And I think if they clean up the Primal and they clean up the Clockwork, then it's a very different story. Going into that, I think that's a tower rather than losing 3 heroes.
Yeah, and Saurian is down here, and I think they sense that the Weaver is around, and they find him. And nice backtrack to get out as well.
Yes.
They dust, but it is out of range, and so yeah, the backtrack saving Saurian's life. Obviously, bring him back up to full as well, and we'll now
look at how quickly
retreat.
The Ursa is caught up and overtaken in a net worth.
Yeah.
The Battle Fury and now the Basher, which is going to be essential to taking down the Weaver. Stopping what has just happening.
I think the answer to those to securing those kills, I think, has to come from the Weaver, right? Because it's the hero that can get behind the rest of the team that wants to run at you. It's the hero that can dodge through. Obviously, in this case, it's a little difficult because of the tower vision, right? So they will see him try to do that. But I think if you take a fight anywhere else, and that's where the sentry vision, actually from Spherical, is already very good as well. Anticipating, I think, that fact that Catastrophe is behind enemy lines a little bit, and I think will go down. Does use a Stampede and gets to run away, but currently can't use Blink. Hookshot just misses, and will actually get out of there.
Now, dare I say, if he didn't have phase boots,
hey, listen,
would he have outrun the hookshot?
I don't know. That one's for chat. They can answer that question. Yeah. Falcus is bargaining with you in the chat.
Now, listen, your argument should be that Stampede gives you max move speed anyway, so it wouldn't have made any difference.
Yeah. I guess the phased movement, but he wasn't really running through any creeps at that particular time. So
what did help there actually is the river movement speed, perhaps.
Yeah.
But I think that gives you bonus max move speed. Don't know. Probably talking out my ass for that one. But...
yeah. Once again, I think we'll be bailed out by chats. Catastrophe is found once again by Obs to he uses up. And they aren't really interested in going for him because they've found Admiral Seething and they want the Kunkka. And he's slapping away, but they've disarmed Seething, so he can't actually click or do anything. That is a lovely Ravage though to stun everybody up. Seething will get caught on the back line, but they've got Ursa tied and Oracle, and the Weaver is in cleaning up these kills. And now feared up, the Clockwork will go down. It's an ultra kill for Saurian. The Rampage could be on as Obs is now trapped up. Weaver just needs to be very careful because he's quite low. And will they leave the kill for him? They disarm him, but now he turns around. Goes down to the low ground, and Saurian does get the Rampage. All 5 kills for the Weaver, cleaning up. And Sitout
Saurian cash back up.
Have turned the ship around.
Listen, there we go. The Chrysalis was on board, and I think that is maybe that just little bit of extra damage that they needed. And this is the tower they get in reparations for it.
Yeah. It was a lovely Ravage, it has to be said, but it was I think just the Weaver was just left unchecked for the majority of the fight.
Yeah.
And this is what I was sort of saying about fighting. Obviously they both have sentry vision there, but Weaver was just able to clean up those kills without really too much issue.
Yeah, finish Daedalus now is very nice.
Yeah. It was
The
interesting. Just
panic queued up for a bit of survivability as well.
yeah.
Which I like that.
Yeah. Just interesting that they didn't actually start. They obviously wanted to get seething, which they did. They did get the Kunkka. But with your centaur being surrounded again, do you not just try and clean up that kill and then take the fight 4v5, even if you know they're there? Or are you, I guess, afraid that if you
I think
start to go on the centaur
mm,
when you know that they're all there already, that they're going to just run down and then it's a 5v5 anyway, and you can't
I
clean them
think
up quick enough?
that's the worry, isn't it? Because even with an Ursa, Centaur is not. It's not a speedy kill, especially. Well, I suppose he just used Yules, but it's not. It's not a quick takedown. And if you give the Weaver and the Lich opportunity to get in position and get their spells off nicely, which I mean, admittedly they did anyway. So I'm not sure how much difference it would have made, but yeah, it's a worry.
Holy.
Maybe it was just a bit of lack of communication. Maybe because I saw Ursa and the others. I'm not sure if they even noticed the Centaur was there. It was only the primal that spotted him.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just tunnel visioned onto the Kunkka.
Holy Locket on the Tinker, so that's another 25% amplification to the healing
Very nice.
from the bots. Get the bots out. Weaver Daedalus, Primal Beast S and Y, and a Basher for the Ursa as well. Looks like he's going MKB
Primal has
next.
the Gale Guard as well. It's that extra damage barrier.
Moving in again, they'll probably find Wurzag here.
Yeah, I think this is a dead Lich.
Yeah, as he comes to D-Wards, they are rotating people down, but they should clean them up before anything can really happen. They've rotated the Weaver, who has a look, but doesn't fancy it. Centaur, in the meantime, was just pushing the wave, and once again, they just ignored him in favor of that kill. But now they might wrap around back onto him. No hook shot, but they might be able to trap him up. Was Ravage used in that fight? No, they still got it. As Centaur...
Yeah, he's going to be in trouble now. He needs to get out of the sharpish.
They rotate the Ursa around, blinks into the trees,
TP'd.
and TP's
out.
They
didn't see him? Oh, I thought they saw him with the rocket flare.
No,
obviously not.
Obviously not. So Catastrophe,
late.
Yeah, getting out of there ahead
of a very lucky boy.
Interesting, obviously, that Ursa going for the as we see him jump in onto the Weaver. Now that's a hookshot stun, and that's a 10 kill streak taken. Yeah. Saurian just too far up, and under the vision and given to the Ursa. Yeah. Oof,
yeah.
A hefty chunk of change. That will help towards the
MKB, is it?
Yeah, the MKB. Right. So this is what I was trying to say before they did that.
Curry is dead.
Yeah, true. But the MKB, I'm wondering, is a consequence of that fight that they lost where they got wiped because they couldn't kill the Kunkka quick enough, and the evasion from the Radiance meant.
Yeah.
And if he could just smack the through the evasion and kill him quicker, maybe that fight changes. Because
maybe you just get yourself a second life, and then none of it even matters.
That too. That too.
If Roche will ever stop bashing you.
Yeah. So, Sleepy Moon picks up the Aegis.
Sitout are doing well to keep pressure on some towers. Tinker just being a nuisance. Centaur managing to be in deep all the time somehow.
Yeah. The graph is pretty crazy actually. There's a patch in the middle of the game where the win probability is exactly 50% for like a good 4-minute period.
That's incredible.
I don't think I've ever seen. Yeah, I've never seen that. As sorry, we should actually be casting the game. Tidehunter gets gone onto, but does get to pop the Ravage. Saurian is very, very low, but does get the backtrack off just in time. But now Obs is charging in and cleans him up. And Seething is in the mixer here, but will actually get the kill with the Tide back, and the Ursa's first life is down. Now Catastrophe goes down as well with the pummels, and yeah, the Lich Ult was lovely too. But it does look like Sitout might be able to get away. But Obs once more charges in, wants to try and pick up the Tinker, but don't think they have enough mana to really sustain that fight. and so might have to just settle for the tower. No Weaver
They have
and no
4
Centaur.
alive still. 4 alive thanks to that Aegis.
And that puts Spherical into the net worth lead, but the game is still kind of in the balance overall. And Tide managed to live once again, the Oracle keeping him alive. And the clutch Ravage before death. Got to kill him before he gets that off.
Yeah, great casting of spells from Sitout there. I think saved them from a bit more of a disaster
Yeah,
that
the
could have been.
tidal wave Lich ult was lovely with the boat as well. That was nice. Nice combos.
Weaver cannot afford to be caught out of position again.
Yeah.
At least for another couple of 1 fights. That's twice now.
As
Tinker's
Lulu
gonna
gets
get caught
stunned out of the TP.
But I think just gonna refresh and try again.
Yeah. Obs, no,
Ob's
there's no.
not too keen on that one.
Yeah, no need to
Not worth it.
continue that.
So yeah, that's another. That's the first tier 2 down. Tier 2 tower. So Spherical.
I mean, 4K advantage at any point is the furthest it's been, either way.
Yes. Yes. It's looking good for Spherical at the moment. The worry is that this Weaver can just catch you and get you.
Not to mention they still have to go high ground into Tinker as well.
Yeah.
At some point. Tinker Kunker.
Sitout looking to group up, maybe make some moves. They're ready to defend the tower, but Spherical have left because they've got to defend their bot tower.
Yeah, and the rest will be taking the Tormentor, Ursa and Primal. Take that. That gives.
And that goes the way of Oracle, the Reign of Destiny. Catastrophe looking to set up onto Obst, get a bit of damage. His team was there a second ago, but it seems to have left, so nothing to be done there. I just noticed the Weaver's cosmetic, and I quite like it. The little bee.
They are moving top again on
Lich
Sitout, but
is in
Lich
trouble.
is going to be caught out on his own, and Wurzag will go down. And this will be the mid tier 2, but they will try and trade, and Weaver does push particularly fast with the Deso and the damage.
Glyph is up.
So will Circle try to come back and
They're going to
contest
have
it?
to trade a tier 3 for it, potentially. They haven't got any creeps in the top lane.
I think the Weaver could potentially outdamage, and
while.
now does go
Who's there
down.
now?
So we'll put pressure on the tier
Well,
3, but they are
the rest of
rotating
them are
in.
in their base.
Catastrophe TP's in quite close up and immediately blinks to
enough.
stop any initiation. Spherical will back off with some damage on a tier 3.
And they smoke.
They smoke up to
for
chase. Oh, and it breaks him
Instantly
immediately.
blocked.
Catastrophe in, nice
Nice
double stun. Oracle, they need to get him down first, but he lives just about. Nice counter Ravage, but now the boat comes in and stuns the Ursa up. But they're going to pummel the Tinker on the back lines, and Catastrophe is just taking a lot of damage from this Ursa on the front lines as well. Seeding is doing his best to cleave as much as possible, and that's a lovely Lich ult as well. It's bouncing between all of the melee cores that want to be in the middle of the fight, and that will clean up for the Primal Beast, the only one to survive on the side of Spherical. With the only casualty being the Centaur. A lovely smoke up chase from
We are
Sitout.
being treated to a marvellous game of Dota 2. What a pleasure it is to watch this game. Oracle and Clockwork both picking up the Ghost Scepters to try and not die instantly to the Weaver, and it's causing disruption, but the amount of healing and survivability coming out from the Tinker alone is just meaning that it doesn't really matter. So Solarian managed to get out of the fight and not be the one that be jumped on. So it's just sat at the back clicking away. And if one person is Yules or Ghost Scepter, just go on someone else.
And now They do go Scepter
Yeah.
up again.
And this is pressure now. Weaver's got to be careful she doesn't get caught out.
Oh, hookshot misses. Just about.
That's a tier 3.
Tier 3 down.
I think they're fine to go until the Ursa's back alive. So we'll get what they
Now
can.
they get a
Boat
nice
coming out
X-boat onto the Oracle. Oh, Oracle 4-staffed out the way, and now Obs will take that as initiation. Time to go in. Get stuck
They need to
up.
leave
Now
'cause Ursa's coming back
BKBs.
soon.
And we'll start pummeling this Kunkka as much as possible, but does manage to escape. It doesn't really do that much damage to him. Can Spherical get anything in the chase here? The Tinker will pop the
Stampede, getting everyone
covering
away.
bots as well. But yeah, a bold TP from the
Say that.
Tinker that does
Meanwhile,
get away.
Catastrophe is just pushing lanes. Just pushing lanes. Don't need to fight. Push the lanes.
And that swings it 1k in advantage for...
Say that might run into trouble for Ursa coming in. It's a 1v1.
Uses
There's
him
the
up.
Urs.
It doesn't
Flips
fancy it.
away.
Doesn't fancy it.
Ursa not wanting to try and chase that one down.
Obst as well dodging the Kunkka.
And there's nothing in it in terms of net worth. It's even Stevens. Set out and have a slight racks advantage. They got one rack. They have a range racks in the mid lane. But at nearly 40 minutes into the game, there's nothing in it. Absolutely nothing in it.
Yeah, 18 to 17 on kills, less than 1k advantage.
Yeah. I guess there's slightly more on the cause in terms of money, but it's not an item's worth. It's close.
Yeah.
Some of the tier 4s getting picked up now, I believe. First one coming out for Lulu. Ceremonial robe. Also getting picked up by the Lich. And we see an Ogre's Ill totem. I'll say they've got 3 ceremonial robes. I don't think they stack. Unless I'm mistaken.
Who knows? We have a Stampede. So they're in bot lane and they're going onto the Weaver. He manages to get the backtrack off just in time, but it's now being pummeled. But Sleeping Moon is taking a lot of damage, and the Ursa will go down without any contest. Clockwork as well, and Tide. Saurian is just cleaning up, but eventually does go down. But at what cost for Spherical? Obs will go down as well, you'd imagine. Sealing with the double kill. And all the commitment for the Weaver gets the backtrack off before they can take him down. And then it's just damage for Sitout. Taking down 4 heroes of Spherical before the Weaver falls.
It's scary. The old dead in the water is terrifying for Weaver. She cannot run away, and that's exactly what happened there. But luckily, her team came in, getting the job done. Got enough damage to take everyone else out.
And that is probably as big a swing as there's been a gold lead in the game. Another 4k swing back the other way. 5k now.
Great fighting.
And they're probably going to have to force some. They'll probably force some buybacks here, honestly, because this will be an uncontested Rax if Spherical don't want to buy back to fight this, which puts the game in a bit of jeopardy on both sides. As the bots come out to heal up Catastrophe. Ooh, wants to find Clavican on the Oracle, but it has to use himself up. Now 4 staffs away, Oracle will Stampede, and it's double buybacks on Ursa and Primal, so Catastrophe needs to get out of there as well.
Now it leaves.
But Primal Beast is in and onto the Tinker, stomping all over this Tinker's head. A hookshot does actually connect. Lich will get caught, and
there's a
pause by Kunkka. Kunkka had already TP'd back to base.
I feel like it's not an effectual pause. Probably gonna be the same result either way.
Can you tell them 2 secs? I need to get the door. This is great timing.
Well, that was a nice couple of pickoffs. Actually, well, it's going to be a nice couple of pickoffs. I'd be impressed if the Lich survives this. Yes. Lich, almost certainly dead. So, 2 supports for the buybacks, maybe not the best trade. They would have liked to get a carry, but good TP out, and Catastrophe once again is nowhere near. He's just pushing lanes. He's already way out of dodge. It's going to be tricky now. Spherical might feel like they have to force something with 2 buybacks. They probably want to get more out of that than just support kills, but they'll have, I'm guessing, about 80 seconds or so with a numbers advantage. See if they can do anything with it. Let's
Okay,
wait for
I am
Scott to come
back. I'm back. I'm ready.
Cool.
As we get back into it, that was lovely waffle, by the way, Mark. I appreciate that. Does get the ult off and before going down.
I'm not sure if it's going to matter.
Obs will walk that one away.
Oh no, it's Chain Frost on death.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so it does still have the ult available. Yeah, thoughts? Does Spherical have to force anything here? They're going to get Roche.
Oh, yeah, just about. Fails to jump over the cliff, but will now pick up the Roshan.
As they're catching the ankles over the cliff. Oh, when does when does Roshan disarm? Interesting. That's a banner as well.
Yes. Yeah, the Aegis is probably as good as they can really get from this particular engagement.
It buys them some time. Weaver now has a nullifier, which means those Ghost Scepters that are purchased are pretty much useless.
Yeah.
Is also is that the one that's a break? Am I making that up? No, that's the Candor, isn't it?
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
Refresher
Item
orb.
way
Concur.
too strong. Catastrophe once again on his own.
Gets
Getting
hook shot this time. And now we trapped in by the cogs as well. Silenced up, so no stampede for the moment, and the anchor as
Dead
well.
in the water.
Yes.
Quite literally. Well, not quite literally.
No, he's on land there, son. Sorry to
He is dead.
sorry to piss on the bonfire there, but he is
very
land.
much dead.
So yeah, without their centaur, that gives Spherical a nice little bit of advantage as well. But the net worth is still in Sitout's favour, but it's still incredibly close. I mean, it's back to around 50-50 again in terms of the win probability. And it cannot make its mind up at all.
We are slowly getting to the point where it's less about the net worth advantage and more about the buyback status, but we're not quite there yet, I don't think.
Yeah, there were 2, weren't there? From
Yeah, the 2 buybacks from Ursa and Primal, I believe.
yeah.
They won't be available. And big death timers next time they perish, providing that there's not another buyback by that point.
Yeah, still 4.5 odd minutes to go on the buyback timers, so
I assume Sitout not going to do anything until I think Centaur is back.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And maybe
trying to find something top. Centaur moves in,
yeah.
but I don't know if they're going to find anything. The torrent misses. Now, nice cogs to trap the rest of the team away. Looks like Wurzag is in deep here. Nice Ravage as well. If they can pick up the Lich before he can get too much off, because he's silenced, Lich goes down straight away. Ursa still has a second life, remember, so we'll be coming back. And Moist Goblin now in big trouble, gets caught on the front. Ursa still hasn't come back alive. Finally comes up, but now comes back in. Takes out the Centaur as well. Obs is being just healed up
It's a lovely
but
save on Ob.
eventually get the Oracle down.
And he lives.
And Solrian will pick up the tide as well. Sleeping Moon on the other side just needs to be careful because this will be a dieback on the Ursa and the Primal if they don't stay alive. Ursa comes to Farmer Camp. Solrian is going to look for it. He's going to find him. Sleeping Moon, he takes so much damage from the bugs, gets nullified up as well. Tinker will actually TP onto him, but now he's going to turn and try and smack Solrian down. And blinks down to the low ground.
Rocket Flare did him dirty, but they do take him down in the end. And that's 120 seconds without an Ursa.
No Ursa.
I'm not sure if they saw the Obst up there. That would have been a very spicy kill.
I thought for a second the Ursa was going to kill the Weaver. But then it just didn't work out in the end.
Yeah.
Now Sitout have the opportunity to take that full barracks. The other lanes are pushing nicely out, but they could try and force something to end the game, knowing the Ursa buyback situation. And Primal only has 1 life as well. You would imagine there has to be some follow-up buybacks. They'll likely let these racks go, but they might have to force the tide, or wait for the tide and see what they can do 4v5. But it becomes very difficult for Spherical now.
That is not the fight they were looking for.
And now Prime was getting initiated on by Catastrophe as well. Tide will buy back with like 10 seconds to go, just because his Prime was getting gone on. Charges back through to try and stun them up. The boats are out, but it won't hit anyone until the tidal wave brings him back in. And now Oracle's in big trouble. Has the buyback. Will probably have to use it unless Spherical are going to give the game up. No, buys back now. So let's see if they can do anything 4v5. There's still 50 seconds without the Ursa. They're just going to wail onto the top racks, and I don't think they're going to be able to stop the Mega Creep charge from Sitout right now. And no, the barracks go down. They're into Megas now.
Stay around.
They're
not done.
They've got 40 seconds still without the Ursa. They go in.
They want to now.
They just run up on the backlines. The Lich is bouncing between loads of different heroes, and they clean up the clockwork. But he does have buyback, so buys back straight away. Weaver, BKB'd up, does get ravaged, and now can they get him down? They silence him, so he can't backtrack. And will they be able to take him down? No. At what cost? It's the Clavicle goes down again. So there's a dieback on the Oracle. There's still 15 seconds without the Ursa, but I think they might have just held. There's Mega Creeps, so they might have just held by killing the Weaver, who does have buyback themselves.
It's a hold, but it's scraping fingernails on the edge of a cliff. It is desperate times here for Spherical.
And now look at the graphs. The graphs are like, finally we know who's going to win this game. Or do we?
Or do they?
Or do they?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they couldn't take down the Weaver. They could not take down the Weaver until the very end. Well positioned. I gotta say, Lulu's doing absolute work on this Tinker. The amount of heals coming out and the saves. I think on that Ursa earlier, without the Tinker's shield there and the rocket flare away, could have maybe been curtains for the Weaver, and then you've still got all your racks. So big clutch play there.
Supermoon's going to try and catch somebody out. Finds Catastrophe, but Centaur blinks away. Sleeping Moon will do the same. Kind of I'm guessing they're trying to trying to pick somebody off while the Weaver's down. But they've just got the issue that the lanes are just going to become very difficult to clear. I mean, you've got Ursa. Ursa's good at it, but your supports, Clock is going to struggle. Yeah. Oracle is going to struggle.
Not ideal.
So you need
Ursa does or will have buyback once he gets 300 gold, which shouldn't take too long. But other than that, I suppose Primal will have it ready as well soon.
Yeah.
So a couple of buybacks coming back online. As you say, I'm not sure if they find a way out of their base. Astrophy's been pushing them in without the Mega Creeps. So it's going to be tough. Going to be a tough one.
There was a Centaur buyback as well, which I must have missed in all of the carnage. But I'm assuming it was to use Stampede.
I would imagine so. Unless he's upgraded his face boost.
They see Primal. They feared him up with the Lich, and now the Lich is bouncing out. And this could be Ob's down. He's trapped up as well, and he's dead. Does have buyback, but caught outside the base. It's not looking good.
It's not how you want to be giving that up.
And now with the cleaves,
Not on your own.
flies back immediately and smokes up on all 5 of Spherical because they have to take this fight outside the base. I think if they take it inside, it is GG.
They need some surprise.
But they also need to clear these
Need
waves
some
because
surprise.
look, bot, there is a huge wave coming in. As they they start the fight. They manage to find the Kunkka, and he will go down without any contest. They get 2. They get a Centaur. That's a dieback on the Centaur as well. Lich is broken in the middle of the fight, but they want this Tinker. They know the healing and the damage that this guy can do. Ursa on the back line.
Ursa down.
Yeah, he got nullified up, couldn't do anything, and now Clavicimble uses the Ghost Scepter to get away, knowing that the Nullifier is not available. Now nullifies the Clockwork to try and get the kill as they stomp on top of the Weaver, but the Tinker is back in. Charges through, Ops will try and get out, but Weaver will give chase. He goes up the high ground, but he is on his own. He doesn't really have the support, and he's outside the bugs for the damage. The heal from the bugs isn't there, and Weaver dies. No buyback on the Weaver either. And now they hookshot in. They're going to get the Tinker too. There's 4 dead. The creeps are in the base, but everyone is dead. And Weaver has no
That's
buyback.
a much more convincing hold. That is a much more convincing hold.
They obviously used the buyback on the Ursa, who did go down after being nullified by the Weaver. But outside of that, they all... The Weaver with no buyback. He's 95 gold off. He does have it now. He does have it now.
And this is a rundown mid.
So Weaver will now have buyback. So they will use that on the Tinker and the Kunkka. They need to be careful.
Yeah.
I think they will take the trade of buybacks in this particular case.
No.
The graphs have dipped. The graphs have dipped. We're coming up for 52 minutes in the game.
This is getting very tense.
Someone needs to take this Carty. Thank you. Thank you, Clockwork. Oh my god.
It's very much exposed.
Just taking a breather.
Man.
Just taking a breather. My mouth is going dry.
You're doing a cracking job. These
me.
fights are so much going on. Oh man.
Okay.
Weaver, I feel, just overextending too much. They just kind of back up, regroup, and try again. It's potentially a different story, but going head first into their base against 5 is...
It's crazy, yeah.
It's bold. Bold.
Again, Spherical making the right call there to fight outside the base. It caught Sitout off guard. It caught them off guard, and also allowed
onto 2 straight away was incredible.
And it stopped the Weaver from just targeting the base. I think now if the Weaver just targets the base, then it might be over because he can get so much damage out. If they've got more than one hero clicking the base, I think.
30 charges on the Dessa.
Yeah.
I can't believe how tanky the Weaver is. Even with the Nemesis Curse as well. It's just, I guess the Satanic and a Sanjinyasha will do it.
It's now going to have the second
how much
life.
of this is the Tinker keeping them alive. The refresher onto the Lich, which that ult has been doing well.
Yeah, but that was part of the problem when he ran up the high ground. He ran out of the bots. The bots were, the bots stopped healing him. So
Really trying their best, but
yeah.
there's only so much you can do when your carry runs away from you.
They're going to push up now. They've smoked up. They have the cheese on
and this
Kunkka.
fight will be in the base.
Yeah, so this is going to be difficult now for Spherical, who have also smoked up. They're trying to wrap around, but I don't think they've got enough time. They might be able to get onto the Lich in the backlines, which could be a huge pickoff, but the Weaver is already clicking the base. They've got to get in and get onto the Weaver quickly as they jump in, but the Weaver will now target the heroes. They get good damage out onto the Kunkka, but he's getting healed up by the bots. The Weaver backtracks to get out of the damage as well. And Ursa is up at the front, getting clicked and now nullified by... and goes down for 2 minutes. No Ursa buyback, remember. And now Spartamat is in the mixer. Already used Ravage. Nothing he can do. He can buy back and will, but there's not much left here for Team Spherical. They've not got much left. Clavicimble dukes out the way of the cogs. Is still alive with glimmered up. Moist Goblin gets nullified up now on the back lines, but it is just tied. Primal is in there as well. But I think now they will just hit the base, and it looks like, barring any
gotta
kind
be.
of turnaround here from Obs and whatever he can do with the buyback Oracle, false
Another
promise.
rampage.
It
Another
could well be.
rampage.
He manages to get back into the base. The false promise. Oh, he still
Goes
pops,
down.
but he goes down to catastrophe, and that is GG called. 55 minutes. Spherical go down to Team Sitout, who take game number 1, and that is game 1. It's game 1.
Oh my goodness. That was only game 1. That's insane.
My hands
What
are
a
on my
game.
head.
What a game. Absolutely fantastic play from both teams. Spherical doing so well at the end there, despite all the odds being against them. Managing to take fight out their base, kind of almost getting back into it. But, you know, when you're against Mega Creeps and and a Weaver who does that much damage, it's tough. It's tough, but they did well. Did well.
I would like to direct your attention to the healing stat from the Tinker.
Healing stat from the Tinker. Let's take a look. 26,000 to heal.
It's outrageous.
You can just take off all of the damage that Tidehunter did that game. You just take it off. Take it off.
Yeah.
That's how much the Tinker healed. Unbelievable. Why don't you just have a little gander over at the damage received stats from both Obst and Torian?
Yeah.
No,
That is
no
nuts.
reasonable
They both
Weaver
did.
should be expected to take that much damage.
They both did similar amounts of damage too. 72k, 72.5k each, pretty much. Whew. That
Wow.
is what a game. What a game.
Sitout taking the win and securing themselves P1 in the standings for at least this week.
Yeah.
Yes. Or at least today.
Do you want to
Not
give?
good in
give-
terms of beans for a lot of people. I think a lot of people thought Spherical were going to win that one. So apologies.
Yeah, and once again I was wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I have like 0%.
I knew it the whole time. Obviously,
Yeah, never in doubt.
never doubt.
All right,
doubt.
before we take a quick break, do you want to give out an MVP for this first game? I do have a feeling I know where it's going, but
It's going to Lulu. Straight to Lulu. I mean, you got 0 kills, but who cares when you got 34 assists and 26,000 healing. Absolutely clutch. Really well played. Yeah, doing annoying Tink things and doing them really well.
yeah, I would expect it to be banned next game, to be honest. As chat pointed out that 20k building damage on Weaver as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Just a little bit.
just a little bit of damage. Right. We are gonna take a quick break while we get the lobby set up for game 2 and refresh beverages and everything. I think I need to go do some vocal warm-ups so I can do that again for game 2. Team Sitout won game 1, 55 minutes. We were treated to an absolute classic. Don't go anywhere. Come back after the break for game number 2. See you in a bit. welcome back to the GFG Invitational. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Where is it? Here we go. Sorry about that. Cycling through all the scenes I have in OBS. I think we're just waiting for players to get drinks, take a break. It was a long one, so we'll give them
We
that.
need a break after that.
We also need a break. I'm just going to confirm what's going on lobby-wise. So, oh yes. So Spherical had first pick and would die last time, so Sitout should have first pick.
Oh, golly gosh. I don't know how. Maybe I need to work on my stamina. If I was in a game like that, I would be spent for a game 2. I mean, let's see how these teams fare going into game 2.
Oh my goodness. I actually forgot to go for a wee, so I'm going to go do that now. So I'll leave it to you to waffle for a moment. Apologies.
I'll do my best. The ticket is added, so that is good. We get some orbs in the chat for Team Spherical. They need some support going into game 2. See if we can have another 1-1 series. This could be the closest GFG Invitational there has ever been. What happens if all of the games are 1-1? That is a problem for Scott to deal with. I hope in game 2 we see a lot of those heroes banned. So I'd like to see these teams play some other heroes. I know they both have some big available pools.
I am back.
So if we could see some variety, that'd be fantastic.
Indeed. That would be great. I have a feeling some of them will be banned for sure. The Tinker in particular.
Am I right in saying that they have? Am I hallucinating, or has Team Spherical got a different lineup?
No, it's the same.
Okay, I'm hallucinating. Good to know. Good to know.
Oh, fucking hell.
My
Right.
thoughts exactly.
Spherical are ready, just waiting on Sitout to confirm. And then we can get into game number 2. But it's a nice, just all take a moment, breathe.
Take a breather.
They have one player that standard is currently AFK, and so we'll hopefully be back soon.
Now, do you have any info on Solarian?
If you go to your GCDD info,
Ah,
he's a stand-in from that team. So
there we go. Okay. I like the cross-team stand-in. That is lovely. That's
Yeah.
wholesome content.
Played Sitout, on Saturday. plays for Sitout on Tuesday.
I wonder if they can play for all the teams at some point in the tournament.
Oh,
With a performance like that, they can replace me in our team. if
we're
they want.
actually looking to replace all five, no, four of the five members of GFG. No, three. Sorry, Braxy and Kamaya can stay. Sorry,
Yep.
Bong, you're also good, but but I'm
You're out.
but you but you also have a love-hate relationship with Dota, so I'm kind of doing you a favor. Braxy and Kamaya can stay. We're looking for three. Braxy with the pog in the chat. Oh no. I kind of forgot they would all be able to hear that live.
That's how you captain a team, folks.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I tried to give it elsewhere. Nothing doing. Nothing doing. So
Hey,
here I am.
maybe Saurian will take it.
Yeah. Yeah. So just while we're on that, I might just run through we've got one more game currently scheduled for this week. We have
That's for Thursday, correct?
Spherical's second game versus OGs, which is going to be cast by Falcus. That's at 8 p.m. on Thursday. So that will be exciting. Spherical versus OGs, and then currently GFG versus Bernard has been postponed because of time issues, and so we will have to see.
You're gonna have to wait for that one, folks.
As I received a message from I'm 8:30 from Admiral Seething, saying, "Could I get a shout out on stream for it being his birthday?" So happy birthday, Admiral Seething.
Happy birthday.
And congratulations on the first win, and good luck in the second game, I guess. Because holy shit.
What a lovely birthday present that is.
Yeah. As we are ready. Great news.
Also, shout out to his dedication to playing a game of Dota on his birthday.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is a Tuesday. It's not the greatest day to have a birthday. But happy birthday all the same. I'm not trying to shit on Tuesday, but I mean, mine will be on a Tuesday at some point, you know? I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
It depends if you like your birthday or not.
Yeah.
In my eyes, Tuesday is a great day to have a birthday.
I know you don't like it, do you? I
So
like
you don't have to
I
do
like your
anything.
birthday specifically because you don't like it.
Right, bands.
Draft, bans, things are happening.
Yeah.
Once again, Spherical eliminate
People
the
are bans.
Storm. They eliminate the Quap. They are exactly the same
it's been
bands
played
as
out
last
here.
game. And it's the same first bans across the board. They ban the Tinker this time. They do have the extra ban. So
That's a lovely respect ban.
Storm, Quap, Tinker are out. Huskar is out
Huskar again.
So they leave the Necro in, which is another seething hero. So that will be the hero that makes it through, along with the Conqueror, of course, that's still in last time. So maybe another birthday gift, as Sitout have a 75% win rate from 4 matches with Necro. Definitely one of the mids to watch out for, but they will take the Clockwork. They will
I
take
feel like
the
I've
Clockwork.
seen this before.
So Clock is actually taken this time. Last time was played by Spherical, this time Sitout. So Clock is the first pick up and has been picked in all 4 matches of the GFG Invitational so far. Warlock was banned last time but gets through, and Spherical will pick that up.
Warlock is a very popular hero. Does manage to get a lot of work done. Especially with his old starting neutral item thingy.
Yeah.
Whatever that's called, I can't remember. Black Grimoire.
Gonna imagine that if there's no Centaur ban now, that they will pick Centaur again for Catastrophe on Sitout. Although I think Spherical get to pick first anyway. I don't know if Spherical play Centaur. I'll tell you one thing, when I was looking at Spherical's Dota buff, they have a 100% win rate with Dawnbreaker. Out of 11 games, they've won 11 out of 11 with Dawnbreaker. Now, this might be when Dawnbreaker was a bit more popular, but all the same, that is quite the outrageous.
It is Clavicymbal's most played hero. So
perhaps that's why. Although
maybe he just pops off.
They have rotated the lanes. I think sometimes Clavicymb will play off lane for them, so maybe that's his off lane hero. Slark ban wasn't banned last time around. Sitout take out the Wraith King as well this time. So actually switching their bless you to Josie, who's sneezing in the background.
Bless you.
And swift apologies as well from Josie as she leads Jakiro. Another hero not touched in the opening draft, the first draft of the first game. So currently two new heroes. I was going to say that
in the last draft as well. Jakiro is another support that gets picked a lot in our skill bracket. Not suggesting that I'm in the same skill bracket as Team Spherical. But...
Abaddon for Team Sitout. Heal, and again 2 melee lads. But this time for Sitout rather than Spherical. Spherical last time having the big melee lads.
Yep.
Warlock into Clockwork is interesting because you can't really get soup off if the Clockwork plays well, but then I guess if he's targeting you rather than your other heroes, maybe that's a positive. But these two heroes are currently nice targets for Clockwork. Jakiro can obviously Ice Path in return, but Clockwork is quite happy, I think, in a lane against either of these. In whichever lane he's in.
Whatever disadvantage Warlock gets from the Clockwork, the Jakiro gains by being able to place a Macrobier down on top of the box.
Very true. Very true. As we have a Death Prophet as well, which might mean they depart from the Centaur if it's an off-lane DP. It could also be mid, although not sure. That's not.
Yeah,
not
I think Seething does play Death Prophet, so
yeah, perhaps
could be a mid.
The other heroes that both teams traditionally have played are things like Mars, the Tidehunter. Oh, what timing! That is.
Oh.
I might not get better timing than that. So
this is a professional stream now.
Mars is a contested pick by both sides. It's obviously been picked up by Spherical, who played it 14 times, with 64% win rate. So yet again another regular pick for them.
Combos fantastically with both of those supports.
Yes.
Really, really nice. If they pull off anything like the team fights they had in the last game, this is going to be rough. Sit out.
The other contested hero was Venge, but I have a feeling we're probably not going to see the Venge now. My anticipation is this is probably an Abaddon 5. So because the Tinker's banned, you've got another healing 5 and then Clockwork 4. But you could easily swap that or put Abaddon in a core role if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But I think it makes sense to... Well, obviously it's nice to flex it, but it makes sense to have it as the healing 5 or 4. Lulu can just play the same game again, as Kunkka picked up this time by Spherical, who Obst, of course, also a Kunkka man. I realised I put the pip on the wrong side in the thing, so please ignore that. I must have done it before I switched over the teams, so apologies. I'm new to this, guys. This is no longer a professional stream. This is
Just like
actually
that, it's gone.
this is actually a dreadful stream. My
It
apologies.
lasted so
Please follow.
long.
Please follow, guys. Please follow. It's the only way I can be better is if you follow. That. That is, yeah. Lifestealer pick. Anyway, again we had this pick. It was pretty unbeatable against GCDD for Sitout. Obviously, it was EA Nasir playing instead of Saurian that time around. But the Lifestealer did not die until the very last fight of the game, and went on an outrageous run and just was getting infests off without any contest at all. And we spoke about in that draft the Clockwork being a vessel to get the Lifestealer in with an infest combo,
yeah.
but also
Yeah,
having a lot of
nice.
the melee lads is nice to get him out or also heal both parties up. So you've already got Abaddon to provide quite a lot of healing, protection, the shield, but you've got Death Prophet who can, like, for want of a better word, suck off a load of heroes. But Lifestealer's there clicking away, but he can be saved and infest into any one of those heroes to heal them back up. And that's what we saw on Saturday as well. And so much so that it was then banned for the second game. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice.
A hero that I was surprised to see ignored in the first game, although it might have been banned. I didn't write it down as banned. Oh, I did. It was last banned, actually. It was last banned by Spherical last game. So obviously choosing not to take it out. They obviously believe this is a Death Prophet off lane because they've taken out the Leshrac and Necro from seeding. But it'll be interesting if they just pick Centaur again now. Because it's still in, and Death Prophet could play mid and Catastrophe could play Centaur, and that would be the same.
Yeah.
They had Clockwork Lifestealer Centaur on Saturday in that win as well.
Yeah. This is looking very similar to game one in the sense that Spherical have these big team fighty, play together-y kind of team, and Sitout have more of a pick-off kind of slide run around team. It's a bit more in the middle than it was last game, like on both sides, but I get the feeling they both like playing a particular style of Dota, and it's not the same kind as each other.
Yeah. And given how close the first game was, I mean,
Yeah.
it could be in for one again here. On Saturday, it took time for the Lifestealer to get online, but they managed to hold and fight smart enough to get the Lifestealer online, and then he became unkillable. I mean, he literally didn't die until the end. And once GCDD killed him, they GG'd, I think, because they were like, we did it. That's enough.
The moral dub.
Yeah, that's enough. I'm done. They are using their reserve time Sitout. They take the Underlord. So that, I'm in quite a few Discords where they play Dota regularly. I saw talk of a mid Underlord. I don't know if that's what's happening here. I would be surprised.
Mid Underlord.
I also played mid Underlord the other day, but it was a bad game, so we won't talk about it too much.
They did take a long time to decide that.
Razor.
So it could be.
This is your aim for the counter to the Lifestealer, is to take the damage away. And
Razor is a fantastic counter carry, but Underlord and Death Prophet is a lot of damage still on the cards.
Indeed. Just waiting for Sitout to choose their lads, so we know what the lanes are going to be. They might be waiting out because Abaddon still could be a core. I mean, I don't see it fitting in. No, Abaddon 5, as I thought, which means probably Clockwork will be off. They might just be working out who wants to play what here.
I have opened up the predictions, so
Lulu
place
Clockwork as
your
expected.
bets.
Underlord, Death
Put
Prophet.
your
So
beans where your mouth is.
Seething taking the Underlord and Death Prophet on Catastrophe. So it could be mid Underlord versus off lane Death Prophet.
Could be.
unless they're doing a lane swap, which is of course allowed in
Yeah.
the rules of the tournament. So Seeding could
That
play
is-
off lane if he wanted to.
That is a legal act.
So we'll see what is going on.
I suppose you're going to ask me to go
Yes.
first, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Hmm.
What do you think? What do you think?
Oh, what do I think? What do I think? I do feel like Team Spherical are only a few Mars Arenas away from winning at any given time. A good place Mars Arena with a Macropire, Bonds, Boop, Boats, Stack Storms, or whatever that ult is called, Thunderstorm, that thing, and a Link. I feel like that's just so much damage. And Team Sitout have enough beef in the tank that the Bonds are going to do significant damage. Yeah, I feel like it's quite bold. I'm gonna go Spherical.
Well, I will
it's not
then.
by much.
I will of course then curse Sitout by going for them. And with that said, let me just change over the old thingamabob here. So we've got this really jank kind of off-center with the extra spells. And I will quickly run through the teams. So this time on the Radiant side, we have Team Spherical. They have Moist Goblin on Jakiro. They have Spartamat on the Mars. We've got Sleepy Moon on Razor. Up on this high ground, Clavakimble on the Warlock and Obst on Kunkka. And then for the Dire side, which is Team Sitout in this game, we have Catastrophe on the Death Prophet. We have Seeding on Mid Underlord, Saurian on Lifestealer, Lulu on Clockwork, and Wurzag on Abaddon. Both sides currently sitting on their high ground, probably going to contest the same rune if they can.
Eyeing up the top rune.
Currently, I don't see there's.
They're calling you out. But currently, nobody agrees with me that Spherical are going to win this game.
Time to man or woman up.
Once again, going to be a 2-2 tie on the bounty routes.
And no early brawls. So
Can we get to 5 minutes before first blood?
again, surely not.
Again. Can it be done?
So yeah, Seething with the mid Underlord versus Obst on the Kunkka. Again, this is kind of feels to me exactly like last game. Probably because one of the heroes is the same, of course, but on the other side.
I think that. Oh yeah, it's the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like the Underlord does better into the Kunkka than
Bottom lane.
whatever the hero was last time that did it. I can't remember.
Primal Beast.
Primal
yeah.
Beast. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah. Underlord's just got a bit more damage available, I think, especially with the Atrophy Aura,
Yeah.
which he's got leveled up now.
Dyer's courier is dead.
The other two lanes.
Already a courier kill as well in the top lane.
It's always tough into a Jackie. Luckily, Death Prophet doesn't rely too much on right-click damage, although they are getting a lot of right-clicks off onto Sleepy Moon. Down to 250 HP.
This top lane, I don't think you can kill the Dire side heroes in this lane. I think something has to go wrong for that to happen. Clavakimble walking up, and now the rage will be popped by the Lifestealer. We'll get some clicks off as well from the Abaddon, but nothing doing so far. I think because you've got Lifestealer, who alone is very tanky, but then you have the shield as well. So
You're right.
you get him low. Meanwhile, bottom lane, talk of low, Wurzag. Sorry, not Wurzag. He was playing Clock on Saturday. Lulu. Jesus. My brain.
Wow.
Help.
Plucked that one out, didn't you?
Please help.
It's me not being able to remember the mid from last game.
My God. I'm back on Saturday. I just want it to be the weekend again, you know? Is that a crime?
Don't we all? Don't we
Is that
all?
a crime? So yeah, no, Clockwork Lulu going down first off the bat. So first blood was before 5 minutes this time around. A slight advantage. Did it go to the Razor? It certainly did.
Did.
So that's a nice start.
Yeah, Radiant safe lane carry once again getting the first blood. Will the rest of the game go the same?
In a way, I hope so, because it means it's a belter. But perhaps some slightly different activities going on would be great as I get
Razor getting
a
caught in
nice
the
spike of
cogs.
lag. But now, yeah, the suck will come out from Catastrophe, but Stephen Moon will have the stolen damage
Alright.
just to click back. Bit of damage. Lulu also
Lulu's
walking
in
in,
trouble
but
now.
yeah, big damage, and now that could be Lulu down
Dead.
again. Yeah, another kill. Moist
two.
Goblin getting the kill this time with the Brief Fire. The stolen damage from the Razor is not to, even off of a Clockwork, is not to be underestimated in this game.
It's early on in the game. It's actually so much damage. It's so much.
Yeah, as again, there's just clicks going out top lane, but just nothing doing so far.
Yeah. I feel eyes on bottom lane is going to be the way to go. I can't see much happening in either of the other two lanes. Lots of beefy boys. Lots of beefy boys.
A middle lane, I think they've stopped actually trying to attack each other. The only thing that's hitting anybody is the cleaves here. They realise that they're not actually contesting the lane against each other.
Catastrophe
They're just
He's
going.
in trouble. They're going to go down again. That's 3 deaths in the bot lane.
And a better start this time for the Spherical safe lane. Last time, if you remember, the Ursa put under a lot of pressure
Yeah.
with the Oracle beside, but the Jakiro this time actually having quite a lot of impact instead.
Yeah. Yeah, Jakiro is a rough support to go up against.
And it is technically a lane swap from the supports. I just realised I should note that. Clavicimble was playing the Oracle in the safe lane last time, but swapped over. Moist Goblin now playing Jackie instead of Clock, of course.
And Lulu, that's like 2/3 of your HP from, 2 spells and a couple of right clicks.
Yeah.
Of the Jackie.
The Jakiro damage is strong as well.
Nutty. Absolutely nutty.
If a traditional support is being considered to be played mid, I think that's your sign that it's got probably too much damage. As they go in again with the cogs, they do trap Sleeping Moon under the tower. Now the battery assault comes out, but now just turns around, and with the brief fire, Lulu is slowed. Sleeping Moon is stealing the damage, and Clockwork walks at him, just trying to get the battery assault stuns off. But Catastrophe now in big trouble. Sleeping Moon with the 44 stolen damage from the Clockwork. And it was a nice, I tell you what, Sleeping Moon there with the stick pop to be able to get the static link off there, which is what led to the kill. As Catastrophe walks up, Jakiro gives him some brief fire and some damage.
It's so rough. So rough.
So yeah, I mean, currently Sleeping Moon having a better time than Obst in the mid lane in terms of CS. Oh, CS is equal actually.
Yeah,
But
and it's
one more last hit.
almost an exact reversal of the last game. With the exception of mid, which has gone the same way, the other lanes have gone the opposite way how they did in the last game. Lifestealer seems to be struggling just a touch.
Yeah, although he does have more CS than the counterpart in the lane, so you could say overall, obviously just a bit more of a contested lane than we're seeing bot lane. As once again they go in. But Obst has rotated this time. Not Obst. Fuck me. Seething.
One hit and back he goes.
Yeah, there we go. Straight through. It's because, right, Obst is supposed to be playing the fucking biggest lad in the mid lane, but he's not, is he? He's playing Kunkka. And Seething's supposed to be playing Kunkka because he's fucking called Admiral Seething. Right. I've had my breakdown. Right, we've got to lock in for the rest of the game now. Catastrophe taking big damage. He could burn to death here. He will. It's 5-1. It was a nice rotation from Seething, but It's going down now. Top lane are in trouble as well. Claverkimball. So we'll get a kill in this top lane. So Lifestealer does get the Warlock. I
That's a
did
needed
think
kill.
of the top lane heroes, it was going to be the Warlock that was most likely to go down. And yeah, mid lane, it is nothing doing here, is there, for either side? As Obst will pop the Invis rune, but
I tell you what, this Jackie is doing well, doing very well.
yeah, the sheer amount of damage from the harassment is crazy. As now they go in onto Catastrophe again. Sackling out, he's just taken
It's a
50,
confidence to
60,
keep
61 damage and taking the Catastrophe down to half health on the Death Prophet without really any reply.
Middle tower is under attack.
Use that damage to help farm the creeps. Obst obviously popping
Crazy
out of the
can
mid
do that
lane.
on
So
every lane. It's so brutal. On every wave.
yeah. As they do cast a couple spells to try and get some damage out onto the Razor. Meanwhile, top lane they try to get some clicks onto Wurzag, but nothing doing there either.
The gate is back online. So if the rotation is needed again,
Seething will
may
be
well
able
come
to
out.
make it. Yeah.
Lulu is
And
going
he
to go
is.
down.
He's going bottom.
Coming in.
He's going bottom. Obviously, Lulu already down. They're rotating the Kunkka down as well. Nice Macropie to separate the fight as well. And Seething actually is just getting out. Obst is going to secure this kill. Nice boat. He is quite low. Will actually go down. Catastrophe does survive in the end. And the shield from Wurzag 2 keeps him alive.
Oh, great rotation.
Nice rotation from the
Fantastic
Abaddon. Saves the fight a bit there. And that is a nice trade, actually. Lulu going down at the start of the fight, but actually in exchange for the mid is very nice, as Lifestealer is found the Warlock behind enemy lines. They're now chasing each other down the river, where they obviously have enhanced move speed. Clockwork rotates in, and you would have to say Claverkimball will be in trouble here. Makes Clockwork have to pop the Battery Assault, as that's the only stun they can use to stop the TP away. Bottom lane Razor is also very low. Catastrophe is actually looking for it here. I think if he gets some clicks out, now we'll get the sucks out onto the Jakiro, but now his damage is being taken, and with the burn damage, it's so high from the Jakiro, like 2 more clicks, and Razor living on 150 HP, but just cannot secure the kill. With the amount of damage stolen as well, it's getting out of hand. Is that Sleepy Moon 4-1?
Sleepy Moon having a great start to the game. Really, really, really good. Yeah, already has the Falcon Blade and Treads. It's lovely. It's lovely. Great rotations from Seething though, making use of the gate.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I never use that spell, and if I do, it's not effective.
Rotating.
Moist Goblin
Goblin
coming
top.
in top.
But they do have 3 here on the dire side as well.
It's like they want to ruin Saurian's day, who,
Radiant's middle tower is under
the back of a fantastic game, is having a alright start to this game.
Just saying creeps. As yeah, it looks like it could be a 3-on-3 here, as the Clockwork is still in the area. It doesn't have Hookshot up yet, but we do obviously have a Macro Pyre up. We're missing the Golem still. I don't quite know if they can kill the Lifestealer though with these 3 heroes. This configuration I don't think can do anything. Clockwork has actually wandered away now, anticipating that nothing is really doing in that lane for anyone.
Yeah.
And we'll just get some dewarding done mid. Obs is
waiting around
farming,
for nothing to
farming
happen.
the lane, farming the creeps in the camps rather than the lane. So
Astrid's back in base, healing up. Once again, there's been more kills, but it's still very even.
yeah. And there's often a bit of a lull in some of these games as well, in terms of everyone's had their bit of action, and now let's farm. And we get afforded a bit of time and space on both sides to get some items and maybe use that to propel yourself forward.
Thing is, with those early fights, if you manage to get them to go your own way, and
Bond's out top.
just live just slightly on all of those engages, then it can snowball very quickly. But both teams losing out in various occasions, so back to farming it is.
Yeah, still 3 heroes from Spherical in this top lane. We'll pick up the Lotus as well. With the Jakira, they have good push as well, just to get some nice chip damage on the tower. But it looks like rotating bottom potentially. All 3
Eric will
will
definitely
make
have the
through.
advantage in terms of neutral items, with all
Same.
5 online.
Yeah, maybe looking for
Blue is still
Catastrophe,
waiting for hers.
who is under tower, so they need to be patient unless they want to dive around behind this tier 1, which it looks like they are moving to do.
Their way around.
No vision up there for, there you go, and they will
Make
actually,
a move for the shrine, perhaps.
Yeah.
14 minutes. They're a bit early.
well, they're gonna go and try and get Catastrophe on the Death Prophet, and they will use the trap, and the TPs are cancelled, so that will secure that kill, and then the shrine most likely as well. And if they want to, they could
Yeah.
probably push up onto this tower too.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So
Jackie on a on a kill spree.
yeah, 305. Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305. Pitbull on the Jakiro today, as Mars will TP to take that mid farm, but the tower will go down, and yes, of course, they get the shrine as well. Top lane, Lifestealer as well, getting some clicks out onto Obst. Big damage actually onto Obst, and with the rage, the boat will whiff, but I don't think you can chase it down. And now with Warlock coming in as well, nothing doing. Wants to drop the Golem. You got the sense there, that charge from the Warlock was with R ready to go. That button pressed. I want to drop it, but unfortunately, yeah, nothing doing on that particular occasion. Lifestealer very fast and able to walk away. But they could put pressure on this tower as well now too. They have the Jakiro to chip it, but I don't think,
I
he's
feel
walking
like
up now.
we're still waiting to see Sitout make any kind of play. It looks like they're lining up on the Razor, but looks more defensive. Although
The rotation
Underlord
in.
is coming in,
Yeah,
it's going
but
to be
it's
too
too-
late for Catastrophe.
Yeah, Catastrophe is already down. The Death Prophet taking too much damage from this stolen damage from the Razor. Still has 138 damage, but now does try to run away. Nice hook shot. It's just necessary to secure the kill.
Yeah.
And that
That's
is
a
a
free kill streak.
Yeah,
That's
a
nice.
free kill streak. It would have liked it probably on Seething on the mid Underlord, but Wurzag will get it with the damage from the burst in the end. Can't complain. 3 kill
Because of the
streak.
amount of times that Death Prophet has died so far, that's a very good trade. Sitout.
Yeah, so top lane.
Do you question at
just
all?
disrupting the farm by putting the soup down in the camp that the Lifestealer's trying to farm. Sorry, go on.
You question at all the lack of a point into the silence on the Death Prophet? I feel like there's been a few occasions where just a simple little silence onto the Jackie, or just delay the link coming out, is really handy.
I think the problem
I'm not a Death Prophet player, so I don't know. But
is that the build will tell you to not level it, I think, until after the other two, because the other two spells are so strong. So the only
Yeah.
reason I think if you're like following a guide, for example, you would probably take it is to, if you're deviating from the guide because of what you were saying.
Arena down in the mid lane onto Seething. Boat comes out, stuns him up, and he's gonna drop.
Does get the triple root.
Yeah,
And again.
twice.
And
another double.
Another double. But yeah, this might be the mid tower here. As top lane, they are chasing the poor Jackie, and this is actually
They want this kill streak.
a kill streak. So yeah, that is a 3 kill streak from the Jackie going
That's on
to
the carry.
to the carry, Solrian, who has the Radiance. So quietly plugging away in this top lane.
Yeah.
Solrian has got himself a big boy item, and now turns onto Obst, who is struggling to deal with the damage from this Lifestealer. That's a nice rock golem drop, But I think Obs might be in trouble all the same. Oh no, does just survive, and now they rotate heroes in on Spherical. The Razor is in, stealing the damage of the Clockwork, and now is just clicking for so much life. The Lifestealer had hopped inside somebody, but it's now taking so much damage. Saurian goes down as well. They get Obs in the end, but it will be for free on Sitout. And so, another positive fight for Spherical early on in this game.
So the Razor was stealing the damage of the Lifestealer whilst inside Clockwork.
Oh, is that what was happening?
That's what was happening.
Oh.
And then when the Lifestealer popped out, didn't have enough mana for Rage, so just died.
Yeah.
Good away.
So the Lifestealer has died, which makes it, you know, it's finally it's happened earlier than it did on Saturday, which is good to see. But in the meantime, Catastrophe has pushed out this bottom lane, taking the tower all the way around to the tier 2. So Obs has to go and deal with that. And West Goblin once again is sort of semi caught out, but I think they're gonna have to let him go.
Yeah, the fights are so hard into Razor, just so hard at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, the spells are just quite a short cooldown as well. He's already got everything back up and ready, and he's hasted and looking for more.
Obs has a Daedalus on the Kunkka, by the way.
Oh right.
So
Is that in the build?
I think you usually go like Ags and other things first this time around, but I kind of respect the old
I
school
like it.
Daedalus
Don't get me
build.
wrong. Let's see some big crits, some big cleaves.
Yeah. So, as you'd expect, Sitout sitting a bit.
To try and recover something.
Yeah. Got
He's
the pipe.
Really struggling.
Does have pipe. So better than nothing.
That would
And
be
also
very
helps the
helpful.
team
That would
as
be
well.
very helpful. A lot of this damage that's coming out, minus the cleave, is
Yeah.
magic damage. So that's really nice, especially into the Jackie.
Yeah. I do think you can see from the map, obviously, Sitout just sitting back, trying to farm up what areas of the map they can without contesting, like being contested by Spherical. Although Razor was up there stealing their camps just then. I think they want to try and set up for this. Sealing was looking to set up on Sleepy Moon, but don't know if anything is going to come of that. They are all kind of in the area, but Spherical are also top, so.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Underlord's got the Ags queued up, so that's another route.
Yeah. It's a
Way
nice
off that,
Gleipnir.
though.
It's a nice
Way
Gleipnir
off.
pickup actually.
Yeah,
Traps them in.
they just need a bit of control at the moment. Lulu's trying her best on the Clockwork, but it's tough into these heroes.
Yeah.
Now everything's up for both teams.
And they are in a sort of similar area with a similar number of heroes. Could we see a fight as the
Congregating.
illusions are popped from... Is that from the Manta? Or is that just illusion rune? Because Razor does have Manta style.
I think it was from the illusion rune. Manta's not cooldown, but just a guess.
As they... I think they did just get that mid tower from the Crooks pushing it in. So
Nice.
Sitout get a bit of gold for that as well. Just try and be as careful as possible and buy as much time as
Sorry.
possible for the Lifestealer too. But he has a problem with this
Yeah.
Razor because of the damaged steel even through the Infest, and this Razor walks
Yeah.
up aggressively again and will now take this camp once again. Just squeezing the map on Spherical. 7k advantage, which is bigger than any point up until about 40 minutes in the last game. 50 maybe?
Yep. It's not looking good, and even in the last game when they perhaps weren't at advantage, Spherical were fighting very, very well.
I think if they can try and initiate onto this Razor and root him, stun him up with the clockwork.
I need to take down this Razor quickly, but I'm just not sure how they do that.
Hmm.
I don't have much burst.
Yeah.
Yeah, just lacking those kind of big damage spells. Everything's a bit slow and yeah, it's rough. It doesn't help that Catastrophe's had a catastrophe of a start to this game.
Yeah, it's put under so much pressure by the Razor and the
Yeah.
Jakiro in particular as well. Has to be said. Just a very difficult lane. Like just so much
Yeah.
damage. If you walk up, you get your damage stolen. You get pre-fired, slowed, damage over time, clicked down. Brutal. Not
It's
a lane
rough.
I'd like to be into, if I'm honest. Remind me against Spherical to not play off lane.
Okay. Does that mean I have to?
I don't know. Maybe we can put Kamaya in there instead. You're welcome.
Listen, if he wanted to choose where he went, he could have been captain.
That's true.
Now they're going on a hunt. They're smoked up for looking for Saurian.
Yeah.
Seem to know where he is.
Yeah.
Saurian knows he's being
Ah,
chased.
it was vision from that Watcher, I think. The Watcher is actually on the. Oh, the rage means he actually made it through the portal because he could rage
he
off
managed
the
to
X mark.
just about get it off in
It was
time.
this Watcher here that spotted him out. They've got this
lovely.
one up here by the
Yeah,
camp,
yeah.
which is what they saw. How they saw him.
Does manage to escape though, so that's good. That's some time wasted.
Yeah.
They go back to the top lane.
Sanjin Yasha is on for the Lifestealer as well now, as they will try and pin Wurzag up there. You get the sense that
Back he
Spherical
comes.
really want to fight, but they just can't lock anybody down at this particular moment. So Lifestealer
Has
has now
of the
TP'd
tower.
back up to top in case there was an engage. But they will get the tower instead, so they will sustain this advantage at 7k. A chunk of kills as well.
Smoke coming up from Sitout. Can they make something happen? They need to get a good pick here.
The Warlock that's up at
Very
the front would be
scary
a great
fight.
choice if they can get the Warlock here. He gets the silence out
Silence
onto the
is out.
Warlock, and it's a covering stun that won't hit anybody. They don't land this torrent onto the Death Prophet, so we'll be able to get the ult out now, but they are kind of zoned out of the fight.
Separated.
Sleepy Moon is, separated, as you say, and I think the silence actually stopped him from getting the static link out. Obviously, Death Prophet ult popped, but I think you're kind of happy with this as well. They smoke up on the back lines of Spherical as well. Hookshot doesn't quite land. It hits onto
and
the Death
cogs
Prophet instead.
missed.
The cogs miss as well, and they just force staff Sleepy Moon down and down and down off of the high ground and out. And now Clockwork will go down. And honestly, this is turning into a bit of a disaster for Sitout. They just can't find or clean up any of these kills.
Can't get in.
They're very low on the side of Spherical, and it might actually be that the Mars is the one that's caught out in the end as he turns with his back, and they will finally catch him. But now can they get more? They're not the
That's where he
fastest
wants it.
heroes. They're not the fastest heroes
Also
on the
Hero,
Spherical side.
the four
They-
staff out.
They do still have the 4 staffs, and Sleepy Moon on low HP will get out as well. I mean,
Well, it's not the worst,
It isn't the worst. It's a good trade, but
it's a long way from the best.
yeah, and I think there was definitely more there, but it became very difficult to fight.
Yeah. I feel like Catastrophe could have potentially got Sleepy Moon there. Sleepy Moon was so low and kind of separated out the back. Catastrophe somehow got speared out of the arena in some weird way. So it was chasing them down, but just kind of didn't want to get too separated from their team.
We'll find
Shame.
Lifestealer again. Obst has the Invis rune. Oh no, sorry, it's Shadowblade. My bad. Not an Invis rune, it's Shadowblade. Apologies.
Oh, Catastrophe. This is bad. Bad news bears.
Yeah, gonna get X marks back, stunned up by the torrent as well, and we'll go down 50 seconds without your Death Prophet. It does have buyback. Don't know if I'll have to use
I want
it.
to use it.
It might just be outer towers lost this particular occasion. Probably saw that ward go down, if I'm honest, from the Clockwork. But yeah, it looks like they will move to try and push out these lanes as Seeding TPs to the bot lane. Push that one out. And Spherical will set up for the middle tower now.
Yeah, they need to be taking some more objectives. They,
I mean, sorry,
got the advantage,
as
so.
they do go onto the Abaddon here, we will have ult up, and that is
huge.
That is also a lovely trap by the Underlord as well, who Seething is now in, but he's just getting moved and repositioned, and it's a lovely macro player as well. They just stood in all of the team fight ults from Spherical, and they've managed to deal a split, but it's already at the cost of the Lifestealer and the Abaddon.
All their damage is gone.
And although, once again, look at the health on Spherical. They're all so low, but there's just nothing that Sitout can seem to do to secure any of these kills. And Seeding will now... Sorry, Obs will now TP back. Because you're probably playing Kunkka last game. TP back. And then be back at full HP nearly again.
Yeah, I feel if the Death Prophet is there for that fight, then maybe with an ult it's a different story. But like I said at the start, if you get a well-placed Mars Arena down, just drop your spells in it. There's like no targeting required. Just get it in the hole, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, I was going to say before that the actual like probability graph was still sitting around the 50-50 mark for a long period of time. Like,
oh yeah,
and not really favouring Spherical that much, but that fight is what has started to tilt Gaben's head in Spherical's direction a bit further.
I'm not sure if we've seen a proper 5v5 yet, have we? Apart from the weird chase down mid that kind of went in Sitout's favour a little bit.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's all being kind of, Spherical being aggressive and picking people off outside of base and yeah, taking control of the game, really. Catastrophe again, getting caught out.
Yeah, nice trap from
Just break the link.
It does break the link, but he's just getting clicked up the hill right now. Where's the misses, lads? Any danger? Any danger of a miss here? So yeah, I mean, good to get out of that situation without losing a hero, but I mean, Obs has BKB now. He's charging ahead by 3k on Sleeping Moon for the top of the net worth. So very difficult, but they will find the Warlock, who has been up and out of position quite a few times, but now everybody has to run. Sleeping Moon has to rage up to dodge the boat torrent combo, but that means boat will be down.
Dodge.
Amplify damage. Oh, Clockwork just misses, who's now running up and in. They really want this Warlock on the backlines because, once again,
Needs
kind of
something.
he uses the Force Staff to get away quite nicely, but now Catastrophe will go down again. Clockwork as well. And all that for the Warlock with no rage on the Lifestealer now as well. He will have Infest in case. But it's just getting out of hand. 13k advantage and a 10k kill advantage now for Spherical, who are setting up for high ground here. They now turn on to Sleeping Moon. The Rage, Rage is up for Saurian, who pops open wounds, but nothing.
The high ground is still scary at this relatively early point in the game for it. You'd hope that Spherical just take Roche, secure the map, continue to build on this advantage. There's plenty of things on the map these days. There's Roche, there's the old Tormentor. This is all free money.
Yeah, it looks like Obst will have AC as well now on the Kunkka. So
yeah, it's a beefy boy.
Some nice beef, some nice damage as well. Attack speed. So
yeah, tough one for Sitout, this one. Tough one.
like you say, they still have the high ground, but they just need to be careful because they're gonna. Oh, Wurzag just about dodges the spear, which might keep him alive. Although he runs directly into Sleepy Moon.
Because
Will
there again.
now heal up to full. and try to TP out, but the Jakiro stops that teleport, and Wurzag is not long for the world. Obs does pop the BKB, and nearly actually goes through the portal by accident, so that's just
put in the
has to
ult
cancel that
down.
one. Yeah, because the ult...
That's Death Prophet ult down.
Yeah, and it's also the ult from Underlord down as well, which obviously with the Ag Scepter puts the old Pit of Malice around it, which is why Seething was able to get that off without being in the actual area. Did actually almost catch Obst out, but now Catastrophe is in big trouble.
What is Catastrophe doing?
And he is just too far up in this particular occasion. Will go down. Obst mega kill streak. They're just cleaning them up now, Spherical. 21 to 9, 15k advantage. And it could not be more different from game 1, which was close and close and close. This is starting to get out of hand. And Saurian has popped to the enemy jungle to farm.
I don't know what Catastrophe's thinking there. He knows Sitout, he knows Spherical's there. We've just fought them right there. Why is he running all the way to the river? I don't know. Maybe he saw someone he thought he could get with his ult. Not sure.
That'll be the Aegis for Spherical as well. Just put him further in their favour. Obst X marking top to clear the wave. Put more pressure on these towers.
The last thing you want on this Razor that you're struggling to kill already.
Yeah. And all the outer towers have gone as well, so this will be for the high ground push. And it remains to be seen if Sitout can stop them with the high ground. Obviously they do have big damage from Underlord spells, Death Prophet spells, nice traps to slow them down. But the Razor Aegis, of course, could be difficult to take down. Lifesteal will come back. So they will contest 5v5 this fight. This Warlock is walking up so aggressively every time, and I feel like there just should be some way of stopping him from doing that, but there isn't really, without the hook shot on the backlines. And now the Soup is down.
Soup stops him from getting to him.
Yeah, Sleepy Moon was rooted up for the longest time there, but yeah, nothing doing. They do have... everyone's ults are up, so it's all happening. Mars ult in particular, one to look out for in this fight, because if you can get a trap onto 3, even if it's on the high ground, it could spell disaster for Sitout. And they trap up.
Rooted up.
They trap up Sleepy Moon again. But yeah, this is lovely supporting, honestly, from the...
I think, yeah, Spherical I feel like they could do this all day.
Yeah.
All they need is a couple of hits on the tower. It's not like Sitout are getting anything whilst they're doing this. It's
Sleepy Moon again. Now the Soup is out as well. He's taking quite a lot of damage. Just rooted up. They bring the Lifestealer in, but he does rage to get away. So nothing doing there. Sleepy Moon does need to be careful. Quite low. Damage out from all sources, but being healed up by the Warlock as well. Blade Mail popped on the Death Prophet, who will go down to the low ground, and now Ob sees that Catastrophe is down on the low ground, and so they pin him up. Although the Yules actually makes the Mars...
Aegis is down.
Yeah, so they've actually finally killed Sleepy Moon, but it will come back at full strength, and now Forstaff is himself away. They actually get onto the Jakiro in the backline. Sorry, I was watching this fight up top, but now the Lifestealer will just infest and Carty away with a big root as well, stuns 2 again. Yeah, but with the damage, I feel like they would just try and bring them away, because if they're not near the base, yeah, and Spherical quite rightly decide. Actually, no, 3 still chasing, but what can he really do? He's just leading them on a merry chase at the moment.
That's one for the stats.
And now we'll just TP out if they can't find him. Oh, Spear just misses on the top lane. So I completely missed the Aegis fight and everything going down, because the Catastrophe ended up down on the low ground over here, and was
I missed all of that.
Was then Mars Arena'd, right? Was Mars Arena'd, which dodged the stun with the Yules, and then just like survived for ages over here. Meanwhile, obviously over here, you were watching the
initial prodding and poking had gotten Razor quite low. I think Saurian had noticed that the link had been used and not completed and was down, so kind of just ran at him and managed to get him down. And in the meantime, the rest of his team was tied up in the Mars ult, so wasn't able to help. Well, I suppose they were, but they were distracted by trying to get Catastrophe.
Yeah. And we'll see Jakiro the casualty. It's crazy that that fight went on for that long and there was only one casualty in the entire thing.
Yeah.
What can you do?
And ages, and ages.
Of course, yeah. That's true.
One thing I noticed whilst all that was going on, I want to bring up right now.
Okay.
Once we've got a little bit of a lull, quickly. Razor.
Yeah.
He's gone for the Thunderhead facet, right? That
Mhm.
means the Storm Surge Lightning strikes more often and hits all units within either Storm area of effect when it's active.
Yeah.
He hasn't got a single point as a Storm Surge.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what the other facet is.
Does that mean he's been leveling
He has leveled stats.
instead of getting it? So I guess
No, I don't know if instead it's nearly completed on the stats.
yeah. Interesting. Does it
Maybe try the other facet. I don't know what that is, but unless it's like actively bad, it's better than literally nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Who knows, honestly?
Like Proxon attacks 2. Okay.
Right. And now they stun up Catastrophe, and Sleepy Room will walk in again, but he's rooted up, but now nice 4-star once again. For a second I thought Sleepy Room was going to turn around and get 4-starred in. That would have been...
Okay. What has got Wurzag right now has a 4-star as well. So what I want to see is the reverse of that. I want to see Razor get 4-star up the hill.
Yeah.
That would be huge because he's being bold already.
Yeah, as they rage off
Coming
the
up so
X marks
far.
again, and the soup is down. So this is where it's clockwork. You wanna hookshot this guy who's souping here, if I'm honest. They get the Razor who's turned back around, so it won't be 4-staffed in as you were requesting this time around. Lifestealer getting stunned up, control brought in by the tidal wave as well. We'll now get to pop the rage, and now the cogs is out, and that's quite nice to separate the fight again, along with the roots as well. I feel like this is what Sitout's strategy would have been had they had a better start to the game. These roots really limiting what Spherical can do to try and actually get into the base, and they smoke up on the back lines again. It remains to be seen what they try and do as Lifestealer pops back out of the Death Prophet after healing.
The high ground just proving too much for Spherical. Too much.
Level 21, yeah, so he's max stats, I think. So after this, will he just hold the levels? As mid lane, sorry, I'm just getting distracted. He's bottom, but mid lane, I thought they were going to go in again. Then, I mean, it's a great time to fight. Razor is not there. If they had seen that they were available to try and initiate on top of, but no. I'm intrigued to see what the Razor does next. What Sleepy Moon does.
Yes. Sleepy is level 20 and still low level in his passive. That is correct.
They do manage to actually bring Wurzag in for a moment, but yeah, now Rage up as well to escape. So again, this, like you said, this poking and prodding, it's just going on.
One of the
continuing.
slowest sieges I've ever seen.
They Yules up on the Death Prophet to dodge the stun,
but it's taking a long time. Razor kind of on his own now.
Yeah, the cogs unfortunately force him away rather than bring him in that particular occasion.
Yeah.
And obviously has the Hurricane Pike himself anyway, so can also.
Feels bad that you can force stuff yourself out of the cogs. Feels bad.
Gets a free heal. Gets the TP back to base and comes back fully healed, courtesy of
Gets
Obst.
mana back as well. And we go again.
They stun the Lifestealer actually with that Ice Path, which is really nice. But now Saurian feels like he wants to go on Sleepy Moon, who's a bit far up. The X Mark will not hit just because of the Rage once again. And we have a pause.
That's a pause.
Audio issues going on, and I would say we can take a breather, but nothing has really happened.
We've been waiting for this big fight. It's just not come. It's not come. Sleepy does need Ags. That's a great shout. That will help with the push. That would help with the push. He's going for a butterfly.
She made fucking beans. What the fuck?
Lena Zero and just followed.
Thank you for the follow.
Soup on pit action is strong.
I just got beansed.
Um,
Thank you for the
have
follows.
you noticed that Clever Simple has a refresher? Because I hadn't.
Oh my god.
I wasn't
Okay.
used to it as well. Just completely missed that.
Yeah. That is. Yeah. That's happened.
Refresher 4 stuff. That's Warlock Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I'm pretty sure I've seen this happen before. In another game that we've cast, and I believe my point in that game was like you can't say you didn't buy a support item because you got the 4 staff. You get the 4 staff, then you can like basically mute your allies and say, look, no, I'm a support. Look, technically a pos 4 as well in this game. And then the Ags or the refresher is free after that. I mean, I like the idea of going refresher first and then coming back for the Aeon disc. That is bold. Which we love to see.
He has the shard queued up. Would be nice.
Mm.
This Soup has been doing work.
Will something happen? Not this
It
time.
has to, at some point.
At some point. I can't be here all night. I can, but I can't.
Oh, yes, you can.
But I don't wanna.
That's free getting linked up and washed out.
But
Put
again,
the 4 staff back in.
he's got the Gale Guard, he's got the protection from Wurzag, who can just heal him, shield him, so he just takes no damage.
All there.
Will get stunned up and brought down again, now has the Yules, the trap is out as well, and Spherical have to walk away once again, with everybody basically at full health.
Well, listen, the tower's down.
And bottom lane, Lifestealer is quite rightly just abandoned ship.
He's off doing his own thing.
It's like, there's nothing to be gained by me being here.
He can always TP back.
They managed to trap the Jakiro, who seems to be left on his own a little bit.
they
They will
see
hook
that
shot
no one's
onto him.
there.
They get the trap on as well. The root is just... this is like root tessellation. There's a Venn diagram of roots going on from Seething. But now they counter-initiate. The Warlock Golem is down, and he has propped the Refresher as well. So the Golem is down with Refresher, and now here comes the second one, as Seething uses the portal to come through again. We get a second Venn diagram of traps, and Catastrophe is down, but now the Marzot will come out, and Lifestealer will get caught and killed, and now the remaining heroes from Sitout need to get out, and this might be the break that they need on Team Spherical to get up the high ground, although buyback comes out from Catastrophe.
Golems just do so much damage to these buildings, they needed the cliff.
And it looks like a little... They tried to bring back Wurzag, who will now just heal up from all that damage, but I think this Rax will go down. Clockwork in with the cogs, root out as well, will force himself away. They are getting a little low, but the Rax are lower. They're down. They're gone. And now Spherical will just turn and,
Look at what they came for.
and walk away. And ultimately, they managed to get the supports, but with no cores going down for Spherical, it makes it very, very easy for them to turn, take the cores of Sitout, and walk away with a lane of Rex. Oh, the fight really crept up on me there. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. They just got caught just slightly too far out of their base, I guess.
I got so fixated on the Venn diagrams, I won't lie. There was two.
Nice.
There was two. I was trying to think
so
of like a
rude.
Venn diagram joke, but I couldn't because then I had to cast the fight. It was quite sad. It's like,
Oh dear.
oh, there you go. Please put your favorite Venn diagrams in the Discord, I guess. I don't know, man. Who knows? In the chat, whatever. We So they ultimately broke the high ground, which is pretty critical for Spherical here. And they did so without actually needing to take Roche, because they had the Aegis all that time ago, lost it, and then they never really went back to take it. So now they're going to do that.
We say they've broken the high ground. I don't think Sitout really mind. They've got plenty of wave clear to deal with this. Pushing in. If anything, it means it will be pushed in, so they at least get those creeps in the base more often.
Yeah,
Sorry, gonna have
Saurian.
to break it again in the same way that it wasn't working for them before.
Saurian nearly has the MKB, which will help against the Razor as well. Obs has to pop the BKB. And the boat does not land. So again, nothing really doing.
Lacking damage to take him down. Again, like I said before, they don't have the burst.
I think the problem is that the graph is only going one direction. It's because they've been like shut out, and now with the now with the Roshan's banner as well, these creeps aren't going to die. It's a lovely trap, but they bring back the clockwork. Lulu being tidal waved all the way back. The creeps do actually get outside the Roshan's banner before they hit the tower, so not quite going to be as impactful there. Nice route out from the ult, but now they're three-man. They've trapped Sleeping Moon and the Cogs, but the 4-star will get away, and now now the Lifestealer is down and no buyback either. They instantly buy back on the clockwork, but I think this just could be the game. Catastrophe dead 100 seconds, no death profit either, and they have the route down, but there's nothing they can really do to stop the advance of the Spherical Heroes. Another Venn diagram comes out. Woo! Let's go! Clockwork brought back in once again, and dies back as well. So that's 3 without buyback who are dead. And Kunker actually buys back. Obs back in again. To try and end this game right now. They won't even bother with the third Rax. They bring back Seething, pin him against his own Ancient, and start whacking. Oh, he goes Invis. Nice save from Wurzag again, but the break, the damage, it's being chased down, run down. Will he get a shield out? No, they kill Wurzag again in the base, and GG is called. They go down, and it is once again 1-1. Please ignore the pips, I did them wrong. 1-1. Team Spherical take game 2 to tie the series. Sitout 1, Spherical 1. GG.
There we go. Another tie. And listen, I hate to say I was right, but that was one well-placed Mars Arena. I caught 3, 4 of them.
Yeah.
You drop your spells on top of that with the Fatal Bonds. It's incredible. It's just so much damage. So much.
Yeah. Wow. That once they finally broke high ground, it really was what they needed. Let's see. Okay, huh? That's not right though, is it? He was like level 21 and he hadn't leveled Storm Surge. So this is wrong, isn't it? Because he was level 20 and hadn't leveled Storm Surge. So unless he was holding the levels because he couldn't level stats anymore, and then eventually had to use 19, 20, and 21 when he couldn't do it any longer. But like,
yeah,
because he was level 21 and he had no points in it, so I'm a little confused. I guess he was holding. Maybe Sleeping Moon will be available to explain what the hell's going on.
Explain yourself.
Even if it's just in the chat. As you know, we try and wrap up. Yeah, it's just
a much more convincing game from Spherical there. Took control of the game early. Were making plays all around the map. Didn't let Sitout kind of get into the game at all, really. Catastrophe was farmed brutally and mercilessly. Yeah, great, convincing performance from them. Really, what was the word? Oh, I can't remember. methodical
Yes.
and concise.
Yes.
Yeah, very well played.
Well, any shouts for MVP in the second game?
Oh, I don't know. Sleepy Moon probably should have the MVP. Absolutely dominant in the first half an hour. Good links, just chasing people down, couldn't stop them. But I will give a massive shout out to Moist Goblin for setting that up in the first place. Absolutely rinsing the lane, doing insane amounts of damage, and yeah, being on a kill spree
Yeah.
like 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Wow. What a series we've had. So we've had 2 series of the tournament, both 1-1, both involving Sitout. So yeah, more to come, I guess. I am exhausted. I don't know about you. That first game really took the life out of me. I don't know if you could tell from the fact I couldn't name anybody correctly or anything, but Jesus Christ, game 1 was
Hey.
intense.
It's late.
Yeah. Well, with that, I think honestly, I mean, I haven't had any dinner yet. I got home straight away, so I need to actually eat something. So I think we'll wrap up there. Obviously, I know sometimes we wanna do interviews and stuff, but this time around we will leave it for now. Any closing thoughts before I do my wrap up waffle?
If we have a tournament that has more games like those two, I think we're in for a winner here. That was some great Dota, especially game 1. Really back and forth, lovely stuff. More of this, please.
Yes.
Yeah. Good luck to the other teams in the rest of their games in the tournament.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Sitout can close out a 2-0 dub and not just tie everything. But
yeah. And do not apologize in the chat for for having to cast long. This is still nothing like the time we cast Ice Shitters. This tournament last year, what was it? Ice Shitters versus Stray. And then the game started at 9 or like half 9 or something because of people being late. And it went until past midnight. So
yeah, that was a rough one.
honestly, this was light work comparatively because that was a best
Is that
of
the one
3.
where we were both ill as well?
Yeah, I think so. It was a best of 3. We were both ill. I'd literally been for like family dinner, came back, and oh my goodness. So yeah, do not worry at all. There are longer games. So yeah, I think we did as well. Yeah, so that was also a long game, 6 racks. Yeah. Anyway, I need to wrap up. What do I need to do? I need to say thank you to everybody who watched, everyone who followed as well, much appreciated. We will obviously be trying to cast as many of these games as possible, but we will not be the only casters, which leads me nicely on to the fact that on Thursday we have Falcus casting the next game, which is Spherical once again against OGs. So looking forward to that one on Thursday. So that will be exciting. And I think we've got maybe one more game coming up in this week, potentially on Sunday. A couple of games had to be rescheduled and pushed back for different reasons, so they will be played later in the tournament. But then we have a whole another week of fixtures, so I'll release those tomorrow so that captains can start planning as well. But otherwise, thank you, Ob, for joining me once again.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks to everybody for spectating, watching, and of course to these 2 wonderful teams for playing as well. Gave us some absolutely great games. And I will leave you once again with the trailer, which seems to be a bit of a fan favorite, so I'm just going to play it once more. But take care of yourselves in this wacky, wonderful, crazy world we live in, and peace out. Good night. Everybody, and welcome back to the GFG Invitational Tournament. It looks like they're going to use the portal. They're going bottom with the portal.
Going for the Shrek, it seems.
But I think the X mark is out, and the boat. They bring him back into the boat. The Treant unfortunately walks into the boat as well, and this will be a double kill. 2 kills for GFG. Ob not getting 1, and Churimbong with the Macropie getting the other.
Going And he does have his ultimate. He
Oh.
purges it. He or just about gets it off.
Gonna
Ranger.
get
Game
down.
Chrono with the focus fire. Waxy pinned. Finished off.
That's
That's
away,
away
already
running.
back to full health too.
Gets slowed. So
I'm
close. Oh,
gonna
Doom
get
finishes
doomed
it off,
here.
but then he probably pays the
TP's
price.
around.
Oh, Cleese just misses it.
Very fucking nice.
All the tips coming up.
Really good.
That was
And
not
nothing will
really
die
good.
back here, and that is GG.
comes out.
And that is the end of the GFG Invitational Tournament. Team Spherical are your champions. They take the finals 2-0.